From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship fails, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Because the only thing that should interrupt your listening is, well, nothing. Download the Amazon Music app today.
We brought you some reading material, PG, and a TV to watch. Did you sleep okay? I'm sorry we didn't bring any pornos.
Petty displays of wealth. How can your short lifespans allow such narcissism?
Yeah, but look at all the hunky boys.
I do not care for hunky boys. Or do I? Not my hunky boys!
I'm ready, man.
All right. Savage Horror Creeps, Season 2. This is our episode 25, The Horror of 2020. Not in real life, but in movies.
Yeah, we've gone through it, unfortunately, enough. And this was a fun year.
Yeah.
I think.
And I'm Nate, and that's Corey. I'm just kidding.
You're doing some 2020 movie. Yeah,
Freaky Friday.
No, 20. We're back after we took a little break just around the holidays to kind of get caught back up with our lives and all that shit, and we decided, you know what, let's do some new horror. We haven't done that in a while. I think, what was the last one? Like
The last episode.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
We're going back 3 years in time.
Yeah, you're
from
right.
the last episode.
You're right.
We're going to do 2020, the year that COVID broke out. We are the Savage Horror Creeps. What we do is we take a year or a theme, we rank, and we devise top 10s or top whatevers is appropriate for the episode. We talk about horror films. We fight over which ones we thought was better and worse. We agree on certain other ones too. And the year 2020 is a weird one.
It is. This is the only way that I actually want to ever revisit the year 2020 again.
I loved it. So I work my butt off. I was a bartender, and I got half a year to sit on my couch so long that I actually got couch sores above my ass from sitting on my shitty couch, trapped in my house, cooking my own meals, trying to watch every single 80s movie ever made. Because you couldn't go to the movie theaters.
Everything was closed.
Towards the end, movies stopped coming out because people wanted to make their money. And if you can't get that theater thing, it's no good, no bueno.
Yeah.
It was a huge year for VOD. I actually took all of my physical media and took those little numerals, those voodoo numerals.
Yeah.
And I put them into a digital, and I started collecting digital that year. It took me probably 3 weeks to go through my 2,000 Blu-rays and DVDs and turn them into digital and put them in the whole system.
Yeah.
And then I started buying movies digitally, and that lasted for a couple of years. And now I'm back to physical media because physical media rules.
Yes, I agree.
And that bullshit of having a digital thing. You know, Apple can take those away too.
Yeah, that's what
You own
that's what I
them
hear.
until they don't own them, and then they can take them away.
Which doesn't make any sense.
I can't recall one movie that they've actually taken from me, but I've heard stories, and honestly, if they took it away, I probably wouldn't notice because my digital media is organized by them, not by me, so I wouldn't even notice if they took one away.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I thought I had that movie.
I heard Sony's doing that shit now, right?
Yeah.
With like the PS5 and whatnot. But it's funny you say that because I actually noticed that a lot of the movies that I was rewatching for this episode were all digital.
Yeah,
like they
didn't
were
own
all,
any of them.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, I bought them. Because I don't know. Well, it's probably because COVID took out like the manufacturer or the people that were manufacturing the stuff, and then so they were all digital. I'm several of the movies tonight I only own digitally, but I 100% agree with you. I will champion this. You need to get physical media. I know Best Buy has recently stopped fucking putting movies now. They're discontinued movies. Walmart is few and far between.
Right.
Amazon's still going strong, thank goodness. But
except they don't put slipcases on their fucking movies.
Well, and if they do, they arrive damaged anyway because they put them in a little fucking bubble mailer.
Well, no, and that's a weird thing because right before New Year's, it must have been 2 days before New Year's, I was actually at Best Buy looking through the movie section, and I don't want to call her a name, but she came up to me with a menacing look on her face. I'm looking through the movies.
An employee?
She goes, can I help you find anything? And I go, no, I'm good, because obviously I know more than she does. And she tells me, just so you know, January 1st, we won't even have this section. And then gave me a nasty look like, haha, fuck you. You know what I mean? And I looked at her and I said, okay.
What the hell?
And then I shoot her off and continued to look through the physical media.
Were they on sale at least?
No, not really. I mean, Black
not.
Friday, there was a few leftover Black Friday sales or whatever.
No, yeah.
But here's the thing. I did go back there on January 4th. They still have the section, but they didn't have the new ones from that week. So I think they're keeping the movies that they have there.
Oh.
But I think it is happening. But I almost wanted to find her and be like, they're still over there. You know what I mean?
Dude.
But how dare she?
Well, like,
try to ridicule me as a like fucking fossil collector.
Well, whatever. I mean, like with the, you're right. With digital rights, movies come and go, especially on these streaming platforms. Streaming platforms are beginning to cannibalize themselves now. Like they're becoming way more fucking expensive than even cable is, and they're all turning on each other. Movies that we love are disappearing left and right. You do get some cool movies out there, but it's incredibly difficult. And boutique labels like Severin, or what's some other big ones too, Arrow, or all those they're fucking just going to town with all these new releases. And I see especially movie collectors are dropping huge bucks on physical media now, and so it's like it's still alive.
I still think it's going to matter, but like I said, this year I almost quit physical media collecting.
On 2020. Yeah, not 2024.
But I'm back. I'm back and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
What else happened in 2020?
Well, yeah, so obviously the biggest thing that we're going to run into
the lockdown from
is
COVID.
the lockdown from COVID. Yeah, it really started at the end of 2019, went into 2020, and then all of a sudden the governments were locking down the entire world, and then vaccines were coming out, and no one knew what COVID was, and everyone was afraid of it, and we all just kind of...
I wasn't afraid of it.
Sheltered together. And
I smoke cigarettes, and I'm overweight, and I'm over 35, and
right, yeah.
I drove around everywhere. I went grocery shopping twice a day. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, even grocery shopping.
I think the most I did is I bought a couple extra things of soap and a couple extra things of toilet paper,
hand sanitizer, and yeah, I did stock up on toilet paper too when they started running.
You
out.
did?
Well, yeah. If I saw a big,
I remember going to the grocery store and seeing empty shelves of toilet paper.
Fuck yeah! It was crazy. The people just panicked, and so yeah. So, but then that made me buy a whole bunch of fucking ass wipe too. So, but yeah.
I can always use old socks or old T-shirts. Just throw it away and add more pollution to the world. Shit-covered pollution.
The other things that really happened in 2020, not a lot happened. I guess Joe Biden was elected president in the United States. The other big thing that America knew, because there wasn't much going on. I mean, the Middle East was kind of kicking off, tensions in Iran and shit like that. But it's always been tense over there. I mean, look at it now. It's no different 4 years later. The killing of George Floyd was a big one.
Yeah.
That happened during that. That caused riots and protests and all sorts of different things around the country.
Hard to do protests, though, when you're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, they still figured it out. Well, you could be outside. You could hang out outside. And we hung out and burned.
And that's very close
shops
to us, too. We're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That is an hour and 20 minutes away from us.
Yeah,
and it reached to us, too. And a lot of places got boards over their windows because of,
Yeah.
and was crazy and had everybody on their toes and
and say what you will about it. I mean, like the violent protesting is never a cool thing to do, but we're still hoping, I think to this day, that hopefully it causes enough fucking police reform to where they're not judge, jury, and execute.
Yeah, I do believe that it worked in a certain way.
There's plenty of police organizations that are out of control, and that type of shit. What
put
happened
them in
with
check.
George Floyd? Yeah, it needs to, and it needs to go a lot farther. But yeah, we don't need to go rehash that because it's a very sad time for our country. Yeah. But yeah, so 2020 is interesting, right? We stopped trusting each other around this time. It's true.
That was a slow burn, of the social demise of our community.
We stopped trusting each other. This is the beginning of it. We isolate ourselves. We stop trusting each other.
And we're still not trusting each other.
Misinformation started coming out of the rise because people had nothing better to do but make shit up at home. And yeah, so I don't know. I think we'll see that over these later year episodes whenever we get into them is the repercussions of this. Tonight, you had a very interesting point that you brought up off air that we'll talk about later tonight, where there's some social commentary that comes up in every single one of the movies on the Savage 10 tonight. So yeah, really cool, really awesome. Cool.
So 2020, we're on our way back, and new news. I was reading an article or maybe watching a video, but there's a new study that says horror films treat ADHD. Okay, so ADHD is a disease that more than 50% of America has. Yeah. And it is
in some form.
And it is diagnosed by a stimulant drug, Ritalin, Adderall, cocaine. I'm just kidding. They don't prescribe that. But
I don't think that does.
I'm
too
sure
much for
some
the
people
hyperactivity.
I don't know if that'll work as good as everything else.
Yeah.
But I read this new study where they took people with intense ADHD and they took away their medications, and then they medicated them with violent and horror films. And there's a new study that works that watching a horror movie does to your brain the exact same thing that Adderall or Ritalin does. So a lot of people that are in denial about their ADHD or unmedicated because of insurance reasons or whatnot, all tend to be huge horror movie fans. And they have realized that horror films people have been self-diagnosing themselves with horror films on a constant basis to treat ADHD because it works to your brain. It does the exact same thing for adrenaline to your brain to keep you focused and keep you understand. So people are actually watching horror movies like they would take a drug to stimulate their brain to keep them calm, focused, and forward. And me being a person, when I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Really?
But in middle school, I had an incident where a kid gave me a whole bunch of Ritalin, and I didn't take pills. I was anti-prescription.
Yep.
So I passed this on to another person who I knew I liked them. That person went and got caught with a whole bag full of Ritalin, then went to the principal's office, got caught, and they said, hey, and then where did you get these? And so he told the principal that he got it from the guy I got it from. And then they pulled him in there for giving his prescription. And he goes, I didn't give it to him. I gave it to Corey. So then I got expelled from school for delivering drugs. He got suspended from school for giving out his medication. And the other dude got suspended for having possession of his non-prescription. So I actually got in the most trouble for not doing the shit. And then when I got diagnosed with ADHD, they would not give me the medication because of the charge that I was given when I was in the 6th grade. And ever since the 6th grade, what have I been doing?
Watching horror movies.
Watching horror movies.
So do you think, knowing how you were then to where you are now, do you think it's helped then?
Do I think that my ADHD would go off the rails and I'd go crazy if I didn't have horror movies?
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess does it more focus? Do you feel more focused than where you were at that point in time? I
do believe that this study is real and right, and I do believe that horror movies can act as a stimulant when you're constantly getting berated by those images. That it can stimulate your brain and the fact that you're not bored and dazing off in the world. I do think my constant obsession with this movies is treating this problem that I have.
So is it?
But at the same time, I'm also starting to notice negative aspects of me only watching horror films. For the last year, we've been watching 30, 40,
It's
80 movies a month. And I haven't had time to watch non-horror movies. Okay. I get a little bit into TV when I'm watching TV with my daughter and stuff. But when it comes to my watch list, I've been watching a lot of horror movies, an unhealthy amount of horror movies. And I do find myself in weird fantasy scenarios at the DMV and stuff, and I do think that it is becoming embedded in my brain to a certain unhealthy degree.
I get that.
Just because I'm a little bit overdoing it, you know what I mean? Like all my visions, like when I see fog or if I see paint on a wall, it's always blood. I do think that there might be some negative aspects to this, but I do also believe that the fact that every night when I'm losing focus, I'm at work, my mind's unraveling, my thoughts are everywhere, and I put on a horror movie, it chills me out, it calms me in. I think this is a true study.
Interesting. So it releases adrenaline and then kind of centers you like that? Okay.
You know, like have you ever taken an Adderall or
no, I haven't. No.
Okay, well, it zones you in, it takes away your hunger. I don't actually know how the medication really works, but I know that it stimulates your brain to make you be able to focus on certain things. Because when you have ADHD, you're thinking about 30 things at once.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you're not finishing any projects. You're thinking about 40 things at once. And if you have murder in your face, guess what? You're only thinking about that. When you have a drug,
the shock and the awe.
Yeah,
it all,
just like adrenaline, and it gives your brain adrenaline. It gives you something to tangibly that you cannot ignore, and it just centers your brain a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah,
I thought it was interesting as well.
Yeah, and I agree with you on so many different levels that, first of all, I think that study does kind of make sense. And they're always doing studies like that all the time, really.
Put me on the panel.
Yeah, right. Well,
we're going to put you in a really nice room with a movie theater screen, and every time you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, we're going to watch a horror movie. I mean, that's my life. I mean, I am doing this study, but I would like somebody to study me while I did it and watch my brainwaves change.
You almost got to stop watching horror for a bit. And then, just to see how...
And then see how, like, my hair will be all messed up and my clothes won't match anymore because I don't have horror.
I haven't showered in 14 days. Your eyes are all bloodshot.
Yeah, but so people are saying that horror movies have the same effect on your brain as, like, intense coffee, amounts of coffee.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that wakes us up and focuses... When I am so addicted to caffeine now, that if I don't have any coffee during the day, I'll get a headache and I'm unfocused and shit like that. But as soon as I have one cup of coffee, it's like night and day different. All of a sudden, I'm perfectly fine and I'm ready to go about my day. So I guess that kind of makes sense. It's horror movies is the caffeine.
Yep.
It's the caffeine of the fucking cinema world.
So that's something to think about, all you ADHD people. If you think we're wrong, let us know. Feel free to let us know.
Yeah.
If you, have ADHD and you hate horror movies, I'd be surprised. But let me know. I don't know why you'd be listening to this if you hate horror movies, though. In other news, very sad news, Nate's a big Dawn of the Dead fan.
Yep, favorite
Did
movie.
you get that autograph before he passed? You did not.
Never met the man, but yeah, for people that don't know, Dawn of the Dead, my favorite movie of all time. Yes, Flyboy, David MG has passed on at the age of 77. So, I never met him. I met every single person I think at this point now.
Right.
And last year, we went to go to the Monroe.
We were in the room with most of them
there, and I've gone to that.
And I got his head. I have his zombified head sitting right next to my TV.
Yep,
it's one of my favorite heads. I got a super good deal on it, and he's been sick for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I've never met him. So I've done that con a couple times now, and then some other cons, and just never met him. I met everyone else. But yeah, apparently his health has been kind of shitty for a while now, and eventually, I don't know what with. They still don't know why he died, but it was like natural causes, I guess, or whatever. So I don't know if it was cancer or whatever. I have no idea. But yeah, sad that Flyboy has passed on, and a lot of tributes are coming out. And
how old is he? Do you know?
77. Yeah. So I mean, he had a good run.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good run, but yeah, so Flyboy's gone, and it kind of it was a little sad this time around because we had just been there over the last summer. You know, went to the mall, went and saw all these people. Definitely been really focused on Dawn of the Dead lately, and now all of a sudden he passes. Yeah, I was pretty bummed.
Yeah.
Pretty bummed that I never got to meet him. Sounds like he was a hell of a guy from the people that did.
You got a vinyl with everybody's...
Everyone but him.
Oh,
Yeah. Looking at it right now, and that was always a dream, is to see him come up to a con. I always said I keep an eye out. If he ever pops up, I will go, no matter what, no matter where it is. Yeah, it never happened, but yeah, rest in peace, David MG, aka Flyboy. A lot of horror community love is pouring out there for him.
Oh yeah, the day it happened, it was all over my feeds, all over everything.
Yep, a lot of tributes. So,
other than that, horror news, we have watched a few new movies, and I'm gonna start with the ones that only I saw, and then we'll end it up on the one that me and Nate both saw. But I went out to the movie theater and I saw Night Swim.
Yeah, talking about it for a while.
We were talking about it, and then we kind of realized it was a PG-13 movie. And I guess my take on this, I'm giving it a D-. Just barely passing as a suitable movie that I'm not going to talk shit about. That's what D is going to mean. Okay, good enough to watch. I didn't walk out of the fucking movie theater.
Okay.
We got...
Have you ever walked out of a movie theater before? Really? What movie?
I can't remember the name. What Lies Beneath, I walked out of.
Okay. Yeah. That's fairly disappointing.
And I think that's the one that I can think of the most that I walked out of.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went there. This movie is like, it feels like a R.L. Stein, Goosebumps,
it's a haunted swimming pool, right? Yeah.
And problem solved. Don't go fucking swimming in the pool, right?
Same thing about Jaws, right?
Well,
don't go in the ocean.
They still do.
But, yeah.
I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but it felt like an Goosebumps half-hour teen special.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be 2 hours long. It was originally as short. Probably should have stayed as short. If you go online and look at the pitch meeting or everything wrong with it or how to beat it, it has what's his name's son?
Wyatt
Russell's son is
Russell.
a injured baseball player who buys a house in Minnesota, and the pool gives him strength and heals his wounds and makes him feel good. But the story of the film is that in order for the pool to save him, you need to sacrifice something. So now he later finds out that one of his children will have to be sacrificed to the pool to give him the strength to heal from his wounds. And by the time that they figure that out, Wyatt Russell does his best Jack Torrance impression of being a crazy dad in a house.
Sure.
And it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't that original.
No.
By any means, even though it's a haunted swimming pool, that's the only one I could think of. But
yeah, and we got through it fine. But yeah. I left and could have forgot about it. D- on Night Swim.
Yep.
Another movie I saw, which could or could not be a horror movie, Poor Things. Fantastic movie with some great horror elements. I'll tell you the very beginning. A pregnant woman commits suicide and jumps off of a bridge, pregnant with a child. A deformed man played by William Dafoe takes the baby out of her womb, removes the brain, puts the brain inside of the mother's head, and they raise a baby inside of a full-grown woman. Give her a new name. She has an elevated way of growing. And I gotta say, the guy who played Hulk, I can't even think of his name right now.
Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo will have you on the ground crying from laughter. He is so funny. The movie's a little bit more explicit than you think, but so far in 2024, this has been my favorite movie. Even though it's a 2023 movie, whatever. We got it late to the theaters in our town.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie. A. Not an A+, but an A. I've never seen Emma Stone do so great. All the actors are amazing.
I kind of have a crush on her, too, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, I didn't really before, but I kind of do now.
Yeah.
But you know me and Frankenhooker, so...
Yeah, right. It's kind of a Frankenstein story.
Sort of. Yeah, oh yeah. And I don't want to talk too much about it, but watch that movie as soon as you can. They didn't think it was going to be that good, and we're getting rave reviews. It's A24.
Nice.
Dream Scenario, or Man of My Nightmares, I think.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage is back, and this movie is actually labeled as a psychological horror and a horror film. Watch the trailer, and you won't really see it. It's about a man that appears.
I didn't. Yeah.
It's about a man that appears in everyone in the world's dreams. Just about everybody. There's a few select people that don't. And he's just a regular, normal guy, and he starts showing up in people's dreams, and now he's struck by fame. His family gets messed up, and it just shows up with him just being in the background of everybody's dreams, and then it elevates to more stuff. And this guy pretty much becomes fucking Freddy Krueger to everybody, and his life goes terribly wrong.
So they blame him for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have...
You feel pretty bad for the guy.
Really?
Well, for a while you don't like him, and you feel pretty bad, and then there's some twists, and it's kind of a play on cancel culture, and it's a kind of a play on how fame will ruin your life.
Okay.
In modern day.
Sure.
Ari Aster was a producer of this film, so he had a lot to do with it. Tim Meadows has a pretty cool character in this. It's a unique movie, and you can feel the Ari Aster influence in it.
Okay.
Not Nick Cage's best by any means, but I watched this last night, jammed it in, and
I was going to say,
got some really cool effects.
Do you think it's a horror movie?
Yeah, but barely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as much as Beau is Afraid, I'd probably say.
Who directed this? Oh my God, I've never even heard of this person before.
Yeah. I don't know if he has anything else in his repertoire.
He does, but nothing like major. It seems like all indie.
And I know,
shorts.
Yeah. He got set up with Ari Aster, and Nicolas Cage, I think, had a lot to do with the production as well. He really pushed forward to get this movie made. It is part of the rebirth of Nicolas Cage. It's one of those good movies. Does not disappoint. I gave this one a B+.
Okay. Yeah, it seems super fucking interesting, honestly.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
I'd like
hook.
to see, there is references. Michael Cera's in the film. Love me some Michael Cera.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's creepy. It has you thinking about it after you're done. I'd like to know if you guys think that's a horror movie or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it says psychological horror. That's
And
one
horror
of the
at the end,
tags.
too. Yeah, right
dark
away.
comedy, psychological horror, comedy, and then straight up horror. Yeah.
And it's sad and it's touching. And if you like talking heads, there's also a little special thing in there for you too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Psycho Killer?
And the last movie that we have watched that you guys would give a crap about is Shudder exclusive Destroy All Neighbors.
Yeah.
Story about a guy who makes prog rock. Are there any prog rock fans? Dude, the music in that movie.
It is good.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's so technical, and he's defending prog rock, and he's living in this shitty apartment building. And we have severed heads. We have gore galore. We have unexpected things.
Lots of...
I loved it. I got to give Jacoby a shout out because Jacoby sent this to me and he was like, dude, are you excited for this movie? We should all watch this together. And I kind of was busy, I think, when I got the message.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, Jacoby, you should check out this movie. And he was like, I already told you about this movie.
It, man.
But I watched it the first day that it came out late. Yeah. I think this is a Savage Horror Creep type movie. I think I thought all of us would love it. From what I understand, you didn't like it as much as
yeah, I liked it, didn't love it. I don't know if it hit me wrong too. I'm actually excited that I watched this at the beginning of this year because I'll probably forget about it and then have to rewatch it for the end of the year episode. Right. So I'm actually looking forward to doing that again because maybe that'll hit a little bit different because it has all the things I really enjoy. I like prog rock. I like the practical effects that are in it too.
But you didn't like the main character is what I think.
I definitely didn't like the main character. Didn't like his girlfriend. I really was like not unnerved. And annoyed's too strong because you're supposed to be annoyed by his neighbor. who's played by Alex
Yeah.
Winter, who's also great. Like I like that role, but it was like, I don't know, it didn't strike a chord with me, and I don't know why, really, because it has everything that I love: practical effects, gore, wacky sense of humor. It is over the top sense of humor, and good soundtrack.
What's that that Evil Dead type movie from 2 years ago? Deadstream. Kind of reminded me of Deadstream without the found footage thing.
Yep.
With the cool practical effects, the over the top shock and awe with the comedy.
Yeah.
I also have this weird obsession with talking severed heads.
Yeah.
But when that's my jam.
Yeah, I've always liked those too. No, for some reason it just didn't really connect with me, and I can't put a finger on why.
And I love
'cause it should.
How the gore of him murdering all of his neighbors channeled into his ADHD and got him to finally finish that album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta stimulate yourself with a little bit of blood and guts.
Well, we
get the job done.
We were just talking about the survey on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or the study.
What do you give it a grade for as from a teacher?
Oh boy,
I'm giving it a B plus. I liked it just as much as Dream Scenario,
and I would give it a C plus.
C plus.
C
Okay.
plus.
Okay.
Which C's get degrees, right? But I didn't hate it by any means. I wanted to love it, and it has everything that I did, or everything I love. But for some reason, it just didn't connect. I thought the humor was a little off in spots.
Right.
I don't know, but
you can't please everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the rewatch later in the year.
Was that an American film?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Just one of the actors kind of was foreign. And he was funny.
Jonah Ray?
The first guy he killed, the shitty neighbor, talking severed head.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, he was played by Ted, right?
Ted.
Or isn't he played by Alex?
Oh,
Winter?
yeah. Bill and yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Or was Ted Keanu Reeves? Oh, fuck it. Doesn't really matter.
Bill Esquire. Yeah, that Alex was Bill and Ted was Keanu.
Yeah, okay. Yep. All right. So, played by Bill then. But, which great role. Super fun. But, yeah, I don't know. Look, there's a lot of people that really like this movie. It's getting a lot of good buzz for being so early on in the year, too. Mm-hmm. And, it's super fun, low budget.
Best horror movie of the year so far in my ranking, because I've only seen two.
Probably. Because Night Swim would be the only other one, right?
And Trail Neighbors.
Yeah, that one's getting lit up by a lot of people. So,
but yeah, that's what we watched, and that's news.
All right. So before we get into the topic tonight, I just want to say, look, if we've been already running afoul with what we've been talking about with the horror and recent watches, afoul,
I like
yes.
that. I like that. Yes.
Running afoul with the recent watches that we've done, you can get in touch with us basically anywhere that we have social media. So we have Facebook. We're on X, we're on Instagram, and then you can always email into the podcast, which we've had many listeners do so far, and we love getting the emails from everyone, and that is at savagehorrorcreeps@gmail.com. And then, like I said, if you email into the podcast, if you've heard our episodes before, we even like to read those and bring your comments into our world too and discuss them.
And we've never asked you to do this before, but you're either listening to this on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts, right? Yep. Give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a little review talking about how good looking we sound.
Yep. It really helps out the podcast. So, anyway, let's get into the main topic tonight, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, the horror of 2020.
So the way we do this is I devise a top 10, top 13 actually. Nate does a top 13. We don't share the same list. We do our own research. I submit mine to him. He submits his to me. I take a calculator. I don't actually use a calculator. I'm really good at math. I give it a number rating system. We combine them together, and then we have the Savage 10. And then we have the leftovers we put into our honorable mentions. We have 3 honorable mentions and movies from 2020 that were just so good but didn't quite make our top 10. And our first honorable mention is Hunter x Hunter, not The Hunter.
Yeah, I kind of fucked that up on the board that we have in our podcast
And honestly,
studio. But
I would like to say that this movie might have been a little bit higher if I hadn't watched it after I submitted my list. Somehow this snuck by on all my research of horror movies from 2020. But Nate caught it.
tough. Yeah.
Devin Sawa's in it.
And Nick Stahl.
Yeah. Is he a horror legend, though? Does he count? He's kind of just like a villain legend.
Yeah.
He does really good being a real piece of shit.
Yeah. I guess Devin Sawa, to your point, has been in a lot of horror movies. I mean,
Well, Final Destination and now
but
Chucky and then
yeah.
Idle Hands.
Idle Hands is a big one, too.
So I do actually consider Devin Sawa to be horror royalty.
Yeah, I do too, and we see him at horror cons and things like that. I think one we've talked about going to this year he's going to be at, so that should be exciting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think was it CryptCon or was it horror?
The other Chicago one. And,
yeah. Days of the Dead. Well, I don't fucking know. Anyway,
we'll sort that out. But he's around. He's doing stuff. Hunter x Hunter. What's the movie about? Why?
Yeah, well, it's about a
hunter.
It is. It's about a hunter,
daughter.
but really it's about a family who Devin Sawa is the father of, that basically lives off the grid. They live out in the woods, and there is a wolf that's killing livestock, things like that, they basically ask Devin Sawa to go kill, right? And while he's going out in the woods, he finds a bunch of fucking bodies that have been just left there by a serial killer. Meanwhile, Nick Stahl shows up while he's out hunting this wolf.
Yeah. He's hunting the wolf, and they think it's the wolf.
They think it's the wolf, yes, that killed all these people and whatnot. Meanwhile, Nick Stahl shows up at the Devin Sawa's place while he's gone, wounded. For some reason, and some ominous stuff really happens. This movie is dark as shit. It really goes to some places you don't
even really see it as a horror movie until we get towards the end.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of I actually thought it was going to be a werewolf movie for a minute, with the wolf and the thing, and you know how they always, the werewolf movies, they try to conceal as not werewolf movies.
At first I was like, is this The Grey 2?
Yeah.
You know? But
and then we find out that maybe, well, there's a scene in the movie where they're talking to the cops, and she's explaining how they saw a wolf out in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, well, you do live out in the middle of nowhere. That wolf has more of a right to that area than you do. Yeah. And you want us to go kill a wolf for being a wolf? Well, it's a wolf. Mm-hmm. And I think that part of the movie had a lot more to do with the whole film, where we get our wolf killer, who is more ferocious than the wolf. I like how she goes, well, he was a really mean wolf, and they're like, well, I don't know that many nice wolves, you know what I mean? But so it is dark, it is gruesome, the ending will surprise you. Very much so. I never heard of this movie until a few days ago, and I did like it. So kudos to you. Check out Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, which is actually hard. And when I Googled it, it kept that. You know how many people are actually named Hunter x Hunter? Their last name's Hunter, and then they get the first name Hunter. I noticed that too. I had to go to very hard to search results. There's people that have first name Hunter, last name Hunter, Hunter, Hunter. What kind of fucking name is that? But I guess it's a first name, it's a last name.
But it's streaming on where the hell did I watch it? I think
it's on AMC.
Yeah, AMC, Tubi, things like that. I think it's out there too.
I think it's definitely on AMC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So definitely worth a watch. It's super dark, and it takes the prey versus predator thing to a whole nother level.
Hunter x Hunter. Honorable mention number 2. Dave Franco's directorial debut, The Rental. And a lot of people didn't like this movie. You want to know why I think? I think because it's got a great cast. It's got that guy from Shameless and The Iron Claw. It's got Allison Brie.
Oh, Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah, Jeremy Allen White, Allison Brie, and then 2 other people that you might know of, but I don't know their fucking names. But we have this relationship drama about an Airbnb. Okay. And this movie, I didn't watch it in 2020 because it got such bad reviews as a like fake horror movie, but there's a name for those. You call this, it is a mumblecore horror film is what this has been classified as.
Okay.
Where it's very vague. It puts people in real life situations. They got a good cast. You kind of don't know what's going on. It's kind of just like a bunch of, a couple of cheaters betraying their friends and their brothers.
Yep.
And then it turns into this like horror about people hiding cameras in the shower heads and the areas of an Airbnb, which is a very scary thing that could happen to anybody. There's some misunderstandings that turn into somebody making a mistake or actually being tricked into thinking that they made a mistake. Some panic ensues. It becomes kind of an exploitative film about covering up a dead body, but then we find out there's a little bit more to it, where there's a guy basically intervening into different Airbnbs, and it's about the invasion of privacy. It's about people not being good to each other, hiding their true intentions, their true feelings. There's a lot of fog in this. There's the
atmosphere is great.
There's a killer with a really cool mask, and I don't know if that ruins the movie or not, but I really loved the mask. A lot of the death scenes happen off camera, but I don't mind making my imagination for it.
Definitely felt like Dave Franco wanted to do a horror movie, but he's not
really a horror guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like. Because he dabbles in it, but then at the same time, there's a lot more of his type of storylines. And
the most horror he knows is trying to separate himself from his brother.
Which he'll never do, even though you never see fucking James Franco anymore.
Yeah, he's laying low.
Yeah. It's a good thriller. It's a little thriller. I really like shit. What was I gonna say? I really like the Airbnb stuff and the character work. It's got some great characters in it. Alison Brie, Jeremy Allen White, which you mentioned, he's in the show The Bear. He's fantastic. Sheila Vand is the main girl from A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night or whatever. That low budget horror film. And then Dan Stevens, who I've always loved
I got sucked into this movie. This was the closest movie that I watched to Burning the Pizza. The
characters are great.
Erica, if you're still listening, don't worry about the dog. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Cheating Losers, Angry Dudes, nice in it. One of these people is one of the only ones you don't feel bad for. Alison Brie. Kind of rough. Her death with charging at the window. Yeah, that actually had a big effect on me.
That was creepy. Yeah.
They say that you should look up mumblecore horror. It is a thing that started in like 2019. Check that out. I was consistently surprised. Everything I thought was going to happen did not happen. Granted, maybe if some of the things I was hoping would happen might have made it better and everybody else would like the film. But I actually think this one kind of gets dissed because it's more than a slasher. It's more than a drama. It's more than an invasion of privacy thing.
It's not a bad movie by any means.
It's not a bad movie.
No.
And I loved the final death. The unsatisfying final death was so fun. Mm-hmm. I'll let you watch that to find that out. But good thing. Cool mask.
And one thing to note about this movie is like, look, ecstasy's gonna make you want to fuck things.
What does?
Ecstasy.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna make it.
Yeah. Just problems happen.
Things
Cautionary
to note,
tale.
Yes, right. Ecstasy makes you want to fuck. All right, moving on.
Our last honorable mention. Nate, this is all you, bud.
Okay, so
I wasn't a big fan.
The Dark and the Wicked. So basically, this film is about two siblings that come back to their family farm because their father is about to die. He's on his way out, and it's kind of, I don't know how much I want to go into it, but all of a sudden, dark, ominous things start happening.
Yeah.
Very supernatural style things keep happening that are surrounding the father's death. and you realize that there's some dark history behind the family.
Yeah.
And this one's directed by Brian Bertino, who did the original Strangers. So I mean, the guy knows how to.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he knows how to build suspenseful scenes, and I think that this movie has a lot of them. There's not much to this movie. I will give it that.
I was bored.
Really? Okay, so
I had a hard time keeping up with what was going on.
I could see that.
I did like the aesthetic of the film. It was dark and creepy.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it just didn't hold my attention.
It's a very slow burn type of movie. It is very dark, very ominous, but not a lot happens, and it's more about the atmosphere than constant creepy shit that maybe in some movies that we'll talk about later tonight. I'm looking at our number 7.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff happens in that one. Not a lot happens in this one. There's a big, thick veil of dread throughout this entire movie that kind of did it for me. That's what I connected it with. The atmosphere was great. But in terms of, it's not going to be a thrilling movie. And I'm not surprised that you were bored by that. And I'm not surprised that people are either. But I was really sucked into just like
it's kind of a hate it or love it.
What's going to happen, type of thing. Because it's just dreadful from the start. Mm-hmm. And so you're sucked in by that horror feeling. For me, it paid off. But yeah, it's definitely a slow burn type of film. So yeah, that is The Dark and the Wicked for a final honorable mention tonight.
Yeah.
Should we get into the Savage 10?
All right. Now getting into the gut of it. Top 10 movies of 2020. Starting off at number 10. I'll let Nate intro this one.
Yeah. Number 10 is Freaky. The Christopher Landon, who did Happy Death Day film. So Freaky is about your high school senior that body swaps with a serial killer. So it's kind of a fun movie. Christopher Landon has pretty much only done like upbeat horror. Is that a thing?
Horror,
upbeat teen horror, yeah. And I know he was going to do the new Scream movie. Now he's not going to, because I don't know if anyone's going to be doing the new Scream movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Freaky is just a take on the normal Freaky Friday style story, where the body
and
swapping.
It takes place on Friday the 13th.
Yes, it does. And it has actually a lot of homages to popular horror films, like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all sorts of different things. On there, and it was really fun to see Vince Vaughn Jason for sure. Well, yes,
Michael
actually,
Myers.
yes, as a creepy serial killer. We've kind of seen him, unfortunately, in that Psycho remake before.
Yeah,
as Norman Bates, but this time he is fun as a very intense serial killer, masked serial killer. But he's even more fun when he becomes a 17-year-old girl or whatever. Like, he nails.
And you can tell
this
that he studied a lot of teenage girl stuff because he has body mannerisms, a funny way of speaking. In my notes, I even put Vince Vaughn ? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Does this work? Because he played 2 roles that he really normally shouldn't.
Yes.
And then to even see the girl try to be a killer. I mean, she dressed better as a serial killer. I know that.
She definitely was cool. Yeah, much cooler as a serial killer. But no, I really like this one because, first of all, this is Vince Vaughn's resurgence. I mean, he did this one, and then I think right before this, he did that, Brawl in Cell Block 99 or whatever the hell it was. That's so fucking good. It's S. Craig Zeller did Bone Tomahawk.
I mean, I don't really remember Vince Vaughn falling off, but...
No, but he was Wedding Crashers Vince Vaughn.
Right,
like, I'm going to say something snarky, blah, blah, blah.
Swingers Vince Vaughn.
And Swingers, yes. And Swingers made... And even Wedding Crashers, I love all that Vince Vaughn stuff, but he kind of became one note after a while in that.
Guy.
Now he's doing some of these fucking roles, and that Brawl in Cell Block, is it 13 or 99 or something like that? His performance is so fucking good. That movie is so brutal. It's definitely a watch, but we're talking about Freaky, and he is so good in this one too. Obviously, he comes back with the more comedic angle because he has to be a 17-year-old girl and trapped in a 42-year-old's body.
And it's out there, and that does make it feel a lot like it's teenager based.
For sure.
I felt like maybe I was too old to be watching this movie, but if you're talking about the gore, this is top-notch kills.
Yes.
I mean, think about that when they shove the bottle down that kid's throat and
break
the bottle in his throat.
And that's one thing that I really liked about this is because
that's what saved the movie for me.
Yes, totally, because it's a horror comedy, and that walks a fine line in my world of like actually being a good movie. They're hard to pull off, but
they're becoming very common, though. You can't do a horror without a little bit of comedy.
And we've seen this body swap shit before, and even from Christopher Landon, Happy Death Day is
Groundhog
not a broad body swap, but it's Groundhog Day. It's the same silly campiness. But yes, the gore takes it to a whole nother level in this film, where it actually brings back the much needed R horror back into this Freaky Friday scenario, and actually made it way more fun for me because I didn't know who was safe. I didn't know who was, gonna make it. And the bottle, like right in the beginning, that opening scene actually is great.
Yep.
And it's things like that bottle where he shoves a bottle down a person's throat, which could be intense, and it's a good kill. You would have saw it in
very inventive
later years, Friday the 13th. But when he smashes the bottle in the guy's throat, I'm like, oh, so you're taking it up one notch too. So that's actually really cool.
There's two really cool masks in this movie that I think we should both rate. The original opening mask that Vince Vaughn wears as the killer. Did you like that mask?
The kind of tribal wooden one. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's kind of Jason-esque, which I do like.
Yeah.
But,
But I thought it was beat out by the weird-looking Aaron Rodgers mask.
I agree. Yes. Yeah.
I'd almost buy the Aaron Rodgers mask before I'd buy the original one. But there's a couple of cool masks in there. And they got that weird scene where the mother's talking to the daughter in Vince Vaughn's body, and they're kind of hitting on each other.
Yeah.
And it tries to pull on your heartstrings about the death of the family. Mm-hmm. And they tried to do a lot. It was a very... what do you call that?
Heartwarming?
No, intuitive. Original. They really tried to do a lot of things here. They tried to mix a lot of things.
They really tried to flesh out the story. Yeah.
There's a little bit for everybody in there, which I think is kind of its faults, where I didn't really like the teenage characters, but I don't really like teenagers these days either.
So you didn't like Catherine Newton, the main girl? Because we're talking...
I didn't really.
Oh, really? Okay, so that was another...
I know she's coming up in some new movies, and she's kind of becoming a scream queen.
She might be an
She hasn't got me yet, but...
Okay, well, that was
she
one thing...
didn't do bad, but I found myself more impressed with Vince Vaughn than I did with her performance.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I definitely like Vince Vaughn probably more than her, but I was actually really surprised that she was as intimidating as she was, because she was just this dopey, nerdy, girl, high school girl, and that's what you want, do you want that difference, that big extreme difference when she becomes a serial killer, but she was actually pretty intense as that. I bought it. And I bought her when she was...
What about when Vince Vaughn was kissing her crush?
Oh, yeah, that's
the fuck.
You know what? At least this movie kind of goes
committed.
There, right?
I was like, wow, that is something.
Yeah.
Way to go, Vince Vaughn. You earned your check, buddy.
Yeah, he really did. And for him being already an established actor to just kind of go back and say, let's have some fun.
Make out with a teenage boy.
It is weird. But yeah, and that's what really... I don't know if it works entirely on every single level, but the fact of the matter is that it's fun. It's fun, and it's got some good gore in it, and which is surprising to me. And I don't know. Rewatching it this time, I had a blast with it, more so than I did the first time I watched it. I
was a little underwhelmed the first time.
So it sounds like we had the exact opposite.
I was a little underwhelmed this time too. To be honest with you, I did not want to put this in my top 10, but it earned it with the kills. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the kills.
It was my number 10.
Oh, okay.
Where it is.
Yeah.
Freaky, the Freaky Friday the 13th homage film with Vince Vaughn doing some shit you've never seen him before.
That's right. And I'm also good with not having any more teen horror comedies.
For a little bit.
For a while, yeah.
Where they're coming, though.
Yeah, I know. They're
coming.
All right,
number 9.
Take us in.
Becky.
Yeah.
So we got the girl from Annabelle Comes Home as a little child, kind of grown up. Mm-hmm. She's got a dead mother, and she's got a father played by McHale. What's his name?
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale. Yeah. is taking her out to their cabin to have him meet his new fiance and her new brother. She's none the happy to find out about it. Okay. She is a spitfire of a girl going through her coming of age, and she's not happy. Her and her dog. We got our family drama, and then we get visited by Nazis, played of all people by Paul Blart, who is a bald Nazi key-looking bastard with a couple of cronies out there to get that back.
Yep.
Little does he know, they got a little bit more than they bargained for with Becky. She gets her family destroyed completely, and she seeks revenge. This is a revenge film about a 13-year-old girl taking revenge on Nazis. Sounds pretty good.
Sounds like it would be hard to pull off,
She
too.
comes up with some contraptions. I know there's a colored pencil stabbing device. There's some wood chipper scenes. It is just a cat and mouse. They're trying to get ways to get her to give up, but she doesn't give up. Surprisingly pretty good gore. Fantastic performance by her. I forget her name. I should have wrote that down.
Lulu Wilson.
There it is.
Yep.
Lulu Wilson does great in this movie. We've talked about it with The Wrath of Becky, the sequel, and everything like that. This was just a refreshing movie for me, and I've watched this movie, I think, 4 times since it came out. When I watched it, when it first came out in 2020, it was one of my favorite films of 2020. And I think we got the birth of a nice little series here.
Yeah, the sequel's pretty different too. I mean, it's kind of the same, but it's definitely a different feel from this movie. This one's more serious, whereas that one starts getting a little campy and whatnot too. But everyone was. So, how'd you feel about Kevin James's role?
It's not his only villain role he's played in 2020, and I'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But surprisingly worked, from that fun, lovable guy from TV with all the jokes. Now we have him pulling off as a power crazy Nazi. And then we followed up with Stifler trying to do the same thing in the sequel. But man, it worked for me. It was believable. He gets his eye ripped out and keeps on going with it. And
I was really worried when I first saw this movie because everyone was talking about the king of
the
Queens or whatever. And I'm like, I don't really want to see Paul Blart.
In a lot of the same ways, this is a lot like Vince Vaughn's performance. He's really stepping out of his wheelhouse, and he pulled it off.
He does pull it off, and that's one thing I do like about this movie is that it's not afraid to actually go dark, and some of the things that happen to the family and stuff like that. I'm like, ooh, fuck, all right, yeah, Becky needs a revenge here. It's not just like she's trying to survive.
A little bit of dog violence, but actually not so bad at the end.
No, definitely not.
And the big lug of the guy, he was all right too, and he had his moral code. He didn't like to hurt kids. And you think that he gets his.
They do just enough with the character quirks to where I'm like, okay, this is on a different level. This is slightly higher than what it could have been.
Simple film that feels full. But yeah, Becky, not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick hour and a half movie. Yeah, get in, get out.
Pleasurable watch, and
pleasurable. All the gore. Yeah,
it's fun.
No, it is. It is super fun. And then even Wrath of Becky, which is starting to lean into the campiness.
Right, and I think the next Becky movie is going to be over the top action, but it's cool. It's a nice little refreshing thing that came out. You didn't get a lot of movies towards the end of 2020, and this was a nice little surprise that they gave us on VOD.
And I'm just looking at the IMDb ratings while we're talking about this. Becky got a 6 out of 10, which whatever, for horror movies you can't really trust it, but I mean that's 6 is pretty decent. Wrath of Becky scored even higher than this one. Yeah. So the sequel, which I was really surprised about because I actually prefer this one to the sequel, but
I think they're pretty even for me.
Yeah,
I remember watching them right next to each other in a row and feeling like they both were pretty even keel.
But this is
I don't know which I'd pick. Probably the original. You probably got to go to when in doubt, go with the original.
I hope they do another one though, because
I think it's got to be.
Well, I'd like to see how it steps up onto another campier level too, and just keeps going over the top.
CIA agent.
Yeah, well, it's kind of got that Evil Dead trend, right? It's got the first one was more serious. The second one's got that kind of campier humor, but still all the gore and stuff.
And the third one might just take you to a whole different.
I kind of hope it does. I hope it goes Army of Darkness with it. Yeah. So Becky at our number 9.
All right, number 8, Amazon original.
Yeah, that's right.
Nocturne. Sydney Sweeney, right before her big blow up performance in Euphoria, she plays a
insane
piano player, which I'll say right away, I did not believe for a second that she actually played that piano. But either whether or not, this deals with a lot of satanic elements. Okay, it's about the greatest orchestra players in a school trying to get into Juilliard, 2 sisters that are very competitive. One comes across a book of a girl who killed herself before her big performance.
Yep.
Was it the pressure of school and being the best that made her leap off that bridge, or was it something more? It was something more.
Definitely.
She gets a hold of this book that teaches you ways and things that you can do to get you closer to Satan and hell. And if you do these things, you can be the greatest at what you have, and then you'll get what you want, which was what she wanted, was to be better than her sister and to be celebrated and get into a great college. Kind of reminded me of Trick or Treat, but the piano chick version of it.
You mentioned that off air when we were talking about it. So what do you exactly mean by mentioning it like Trick or Treat? Trick or Treat's anthology, right? Or are you talking about
I'm
the
talking
80s
about the
Trick
80s
or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
I was like, how the fuck? Okay. All right, now I'm
where
following
somebody wants to be a rock and roll superstar. And,
I'm with you.
Wow, she wants to be a classical. Yeah. I've always loved classical piano and orchestra music. It's spooky just the way it is. I don't think that gets represented in horror very much, aside from Hannibal Lecter loving that stuff.
Yeah.
The bright colors, the way that they do a satanic thing, but they portray it in a bright light. I thought that was cool. This isn't an A24 movie, but it feels like it almost should have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean,
it's a girl dealing with the devil, and I love that aspect. Any story about somebody selling their soul to the devil to get what they want hits close home to me, and I really like it. The sun in the book, on the front of the book, that's the morning star. There's a lot of really cool satanic elements in there. If you follow that stuff, like black metal, it's kind of like a black metal version of a Girls in College. Her hands burning in the water was like the burning lake from all that stuff. And the end is kind of up for interpretation on what really happened and what she got to experience and why what happened. I thought it was a super powerful ending that had me thinking a lot. And I know you didn't love this movie so much.
No, you really connected with this one.
But I think it just resonated with me, and the fact that I've actually had those thoughts of being like, would I trade a few great moments for eternal damnation?
I've actually had that too, yeah.
And I resonated with it well, whether or not I believe Sydney Sweeney was playing the piano or not. I still loved it. And I thought that the betrayal between the sisters and how she slowly became evil in a modern sort of kind of way, the way that she betrayed people and how being noticed for a few minutes meant more to her than her closest relationship and friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just carried me. I stuck with that whole movie, and it surprised me.
Yeah, and for me, I just didn't connect with it. I've seen movies like this before, and especially around this time, I think The Perfection came out too, which is another music-inspired one too, where people are willing to go great lengths to
Yeah.
get to fame.
To get one moment of their dream.
Yep, and
I also like that Sydney Sweeney is kind of known for just being an attractive woman nowadays. In this movie, she's not very attractive.
no, she's very young feeling, and
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's in college, right? But I mean, still, like, she seems very, very young. It's not Euphoria, Sydney Sweeney by any means.
I mean, it kind of has like neon demon vibes.
Yeah, that for sure,
And I'm also a big fan of that movie. Just the corruptness of coming of age woman, willing to stab anybody in the back to get what she wants, and it not really turning out the right way, because you got to think these things. If you find a book that old,
one thing
think about it before you read it out loud. You know,
man, you just get what you want. Dive in. Go get it. No, but so I will say for the listeners too, that don't be thinking that this is going to be like Suspiria, where crazy shit's going to happen or anything like that. It's more of a slow burn type of thing.
I mean, some crazy stuff does happen. But
yeah, it does, but it's not like jump scares
constantly.
or anything like that. It's I would say drama first.
The Dario
horror second.
Argento version of this movie might be a little bit better. But
I don't know. I mean, like it is the movie that I was trying for, and I think it's drama first, horror second on that one. You know, where they're following that storyline, and the satanic angle and all that stuff is where the horror comes in. But it's not going to be like crazy creepy shit going left and right. For me, it didn't work when I watched it. Maybe it was the mood I'm in. We talk about that.
And
sometimes.
trigger warning: if you're not very comfortable with suicide, maybe not your movie.
Oh yeah, yep, that's true too. So, but yeah, it's for being an Amazon original too, which I do not have high hopes for. Much better than what I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Did
it was
they do
good.
other Amazon original movies?
Oh, tons of them.
Really?
Another movie from this year, Run, Sweetheart, Run, was an Amazon original.
Okay. Yeah, yep.
And that one had its merits. There's always one thing flawed about an Amazon original movie, I think, because they're backed by Neon and After Dark.
Okay.
They get good actors, but they're falling short on something else. But like Borat, even the second Borat movie was an Amazon original.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I never really see. I know that Amazon puts out a lot of movies, but I don't really see a lot of horror coming from them.
And
whereas
they're usually more towards the TV series stuff. But,
yeah. Well,
but this was the Blumhouse. So this is Blumhouse and Amazon.
Okay.
And I think partnered maybe with Neon, but this is they did a series with Amazon where they did 8 movies, all of which weren't very good. And this one was the best of the bunch over like 3 years.
Okay.
Blumhouse had like a 3-year movie deal with Amazon.
Now that you say that, this kind of feels like the After Dark Horror Fest movies.
Okay.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them were like similar to this. Some of them were just way over
But yeah,
the top.
they had a whole series of like these drama-based horror films that they worked with.
Okay.
I wish I would have wrote down the list, but this one was kind of the gem in the dark of that Blumhouse here, Amazon.
Yeah, you really liked it because and this
I had it at my number
for
5.
the listeners. I was going to say this made our top 10, and I didn't even place it in my list. And not that I'm saying that it's a bad movie, but that's just speaks to how much Corey liked it, and they should probably check it out. So
Yeah.
all right, that's Nocturne at number 8. Number 7, I'll take this one with Anything for Jackson. I love this movie. This was up there high on my list. This is about a older couple that basically turns to satanic magic, I guess you can say.
Yeah, well, that community center has their little Satan meetings, and they're members.
Yep. And but they become that's true. They are full-fledged members.
Robe and all.
It's so weird.
Door wide open.
To see this cute
cookies
old
and
couple
snacks.
as a Satanist group, but yeah. So they've lost a child in their past. Two actually, and so they're a bereaved satanic couple.
They got plenty of time.
That decide to kidnap a pregnant woman, and then through a satanic ritual, they are going to try and resurrect one of their dead children
Into the new baby.
To
host, they're going to use they're going to try to resurrect the soul of their dead son Jackson,
dead grandson,
and put it into a host. Yeah,
and that's one thing to note too, is they're not just, it's not like, Macaulay Culkin's parents or something from Home Alone. Like they're trying to
old.
get their grand. Yeah, so that's what's kind of fun to see, this older couple as Satanists too.
Yeah.
But this movie is so fun. So you get that whole satanic angle, but there's so much supernatural stuff that happens throughout the movie that it kind of, where it starts.
It's almost a grab bag of
It
horror.
really is. Yeah, you get some like supernatural elements that you would see in like maybe, I don't know, the Conjuring movies, or no, not the Conjuring. Insidious would probably be a little bit better. Can you see that vibe a little bit? Especially with that Baghead character or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so this also, like Nocturnal, a very old book, maybe the oldest book ever made.
Yeah.
Written in different languages, different papers. They get a hold of a very expensive book, and they start bringing dead crows back to life, so they know that it's real.
Yeah.
They know that they have the power, but these people don't have the most knowledge in the world on the occult.
No.
So we kind of have these very old comedic characters doing their best at black magic.
Yeah. Because they weren't lifelong Satanists. They just turned to Satan to try and resurrect their dead grandson.
Well, you lose a grandson and a child. You'll lose your faith in God,
for
and
sure.
Maybe
For
try
sure.
the other side.
But what I love about this is, first of all, you got a great hook with the premise. Trying to resurrect their dead grandson through an unborn baby. That's pretty cool. They kidnap a woman. You also sympathize with the characters. I really like the grandparents. Like, I felt bad for them, even though they're doing some horrible shit.
All the reviews I read about this, everybody was like, I love those old people. I love those people. That was actually a thing. I did.
You
not
didn't like them?
the old people.
Okay. And I did.
Everybody was like, I didn't want nothing bad to happen to them. And I was like, are you kidding
Well, they kind
me?
of brought it on themselves.
Yeah.
They have to.
They had that coming.
But they're also fucking around with shit they don't know anything about, so they're screwing up and actually causing worse things to happen and malevolent forces to come back into the world. So you have some really creepy shit coming at them. You also have some really dark humor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time the cop walked into the room, and I'll just leave it at that as a spoiler. It was so funny. At first, it was just intensely
When she
shocking.
says to him, I hope that happens for the rest of your life. I hope that's happening for the rest of your life. But yeah, it also has like a spookies thing where there is so many different characters. So they open up a gate to the other side, to hell, and now we have these random ass spirits and souls leaping through hell into their bedroom, essentially.
Yeah.
And we have some characters that we don't have backstory about, some spooky looking monsters and ghosts, and kind of everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
And it does, for sure.
There's a really cool character that they go to for aid, who is knowledgeable in the occult. And obviously
The goofiest fucking...
I loved him.
You did? Well,
Remember that scene where he's taking the blood and he's spraying the blood, and then he touches his hair and his hair comes off? Like, that was a fucked up part.
Yeah. Well, he also caused the downfall at the end of the film, though, too.
Right.
Because he's a fucking moron.
Well, actually, everything's his fault because he breaks that.
Yeah. The barrier. Yeah. But he has an Onyx Fortuitous vibe. Before we move over.
Sort of.
Can't you see it?
The real life version of Onyx.
Right.
And next time I'm doing an exorcism or a reverse exorcism, which is what this actually is a reverse
exorcism. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut X's on my foot and stomp around. That was cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprising stuff. You think it's gone where it's going to go, and it keeps on going a little bit further.
Yeah.
The end, I couldn't really make much sense. So she's going to be pregnant for the rest of her life, right? That figure she saw.
Yeah.
That's her in the future, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of her curse.
Yeah.
It's purgatory type thing. Yeah. But you even get a special appearance by Satan himself, I think, in this one. For maybe just out of the corner. I don't know. There's that beast. Actually, it's a demon, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when he births out of there. The girl.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, he's also coming through the house at the end. It goes off the rails at the end in like a crazy way. Where you're like, holy shit!
Yeah,
I did not think that the
flossing.
Oh my god, yeah. There's some graphic
I mean,
stuff
I've
in
known a few drug addicts that
were like that.
Oh god,
Ooh, my god. But where this movie starts and then where it ends, it kind of just, I didn't see it coming. Like to have it just kind of keep unpeeling with all these crazy monsters and shit.
And the one thing that I said to you is where I was like, this is a very ambitious film. That was the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
It's a very ambitious film, but it's a little messy. I feel like everything they kind of threw everything at the wall.
I think with a bigger budget and maybe a more experienced director, it would have pulled off everything that it wanted.
But I think they were like, well, I really want this to resonate with somebody, so I'm going to put extra things in there that actually kind of made it feel a little messy and disorganized.
Sure, yeah.
For such a dark film with such a serious premise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that this was the other one that perhaps could have been higher if I would have seen it before I did my list, because this one passed me by too with a title like Anything for Jackson. I hate the title.
Yeah.
And the cover art was also
It's very that directed video.
It might even have been on the
shit.
list, and I've been like, I don't know why that's on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a hidden gem.
Yeah, I think so. And that's streaming on Shudder and AMC and all that shit too. So, yeah, much like all these movies except Nocturne is on Prime. But yeah, so that's Anything for Jackson at number 7. Corey, take us in with number 6.
Maybe one of the weirdest ones on the list, Shadow of the Cloud, or Shadow in the Cloud, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. I could not get this title right.
Yeah.
Whenever I was looking it up for facts.
And so this is an old war film about a plane troop fighting in what war was it?
World War II.
World War II.
Yep.
And there's an old myth about gremlins jumping on your planes and destroying your planes. It's kind of like a pilot thing about gremlins, urban legend, right?
Yeah.
So we have this girl sneaking onto a plane and pretending to be a soldier of some kind with a top secret mission, and then we have the most sexist asshole dudes on the plane treating her absolutely awful, trapping her in a bottom part of the plane as she sneaks onto a plane. Despicable things they say to her, and this girl is a feminist to the max, and I do think that this movie did have a very
I don't think she
feminist.
Yeah, it definitely does. Do you think
agenda.
that she was a feminist or just wanted actual respect from these guys?
I was with her, man. I mean,
I did too. These guys were horrible.
I mean, and perhaps in World War II, maybe men were that sexist. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't fly these days, but we are talking about the past. But this movie maybe isn't the most horrifying film, but we do have monsters. We do have some very on the edge of your seat tension. But we also have some Looney Tune cartoon style unbelievable acts that happen. There's actually a scene in this movie where she is trying to protect her package, which I don't know if we should give it away, but probably there is a baby in a box trying to be snuck through the plane, which is her baby, and the gremlin's taking it. It's hanging from hooks on the bottom of the thing.
Yeah.
She's climbing on a plane going full speed while warplanes are shooting the plane down and engines are going out.
Crazy.
It is out of this world, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner nuts.
Yep.
There's actually a part where she's falling from the plane and another plane gets blown up and the explosion shoots her back into the small hole in the plane.
Yeah.
And she's securing the package of this poor fucking baby in a leather box. Much like the one in Quiet Place Part 2, which is also a 2020 film. I love this movie. I watched this on a whim, just being a Chloe Moretz fan, and reading all these awful reviews, how it's so unbelievable and so feminist driven.
It does, yeah.
I think it has like a fucking 3.2.
No, it's actually 5. It's not.
Okay.
It's not terrible. Yeah.
And then Letterboxd also has it as a very low rating too.
Yeah.
But I thought this was so refreshing. I don't like movies that take place in the past, but this one had me, and I thought the gore was okay. The shooting stuff, it was woke. The gremlin was cool. The flying bat, black gremlin. I wanted a little bit more of that. But just such an original film that wasn't afraid to not take itself seriously, but yet take itself so seriously on a different note. A lot of people haven't seen this movie, and I think you should check it out. I shoved this one down Nate's face and told him to watch this early. It didn't pan out for him like it panned out for me, but
well, and the reason is that first of all, great premise. I really like the World War II setting. But I'm a big World War II fan, right? So love the setting. Love Chloe Grace Moretz, or however you say her name. And so I'm like, okay, horror movie set in basically a World War II bomber. That's interesting, you know. So that's
fact that the
cool.
movie can stay entertaining with the camera basically on Chloe Grace's face.
Well, and that was so
talking
interesting
for
too.
25
so
minutes.
It's highly stylized. You got some great, colorful looking set pieces and stuff like that.
It takes place in the sky, fast movement.
For half of this movie, it takes place just with her in a cockpit, essentially, which is really cool, but always interesting.
Yeah.
You know, never like boring, never like too claustrophobic. You do get some like big action set pieces like you were talking about, so it's not all just trapped in the cockpit.
Right.
I was really surprised that they actually just kept it to her, which is her talking to people on a radio.
And then being from her perspective.
Yeah. So
And I thought that really put you in you kind of felt what she felt being victimized and treated fucking awful by these perverted.
There were and that was
despicable men.
One of the things I didn't like about it is I'm all for the woman empowerment movies and whatnot, and it started out really well, but these guys are so terrible that they're just so over the top and how like despicable they are.
But isn't that a true thing though? When men are out at war and they're all together, don't they just become animals? I mean, Vietnam War films, they're like that.
Yeah. But those guys were also out in the jungle seeing some horrible shit rather than be, 17 bombers. But yeah, so I mean, these guys are just the most despicable things. So like the whole message of like the whole she should be respected and stand up for herself and the whole women empowerment thing, it was very heavy-handed to me. So I'm like, this could have been pulled off a little bit better, but I appreciate what it's trying to do. And then it gets like the last 15, 20 minutes. It's just so crazy. And it's cool because it looks cool. And it's still got that highly stylized, like, color version of Sin City-ish type of shit. You know what I mean? Which is cool.
And
but
she
then,
is such an amazing action star, too.
She does pretty well in this film. Yeah, for sure.
She did great. But yeah.
And I like the gremlin and all that stuff, too. But yeah, it's all over the place, you know, and it's fun. It's definitely
the
a fun
Looney
watch.
Tunes meets fucking
that's a good way to say it. Yeah,
something. I don't know. Do you think it's horror though?
You got a monster there. You got people getting killed. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
It's a monster movie, which I was really surprised about.
My
the first time
Godzilla.
I watched it. This is your Godzilla. Sure, your Godzilla sucks. All right, so that's Shadow in the Cloud at number 6. Number 5 is The Invisible Man, Lee Wanell's Invisible Man.
remake.
Remake, reboot.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want to call it. But
Blumhouse's second try at bringing back the classic monsters from the 30s and 40s.
because this was after The Mummy with Tom Cruise. But this one hits it out of the park. Lee Wanell wrote and directed, who did all the Saw movies, and he plays Specs from Insidious. But anyway, this is fantastic. You take the classic intense story of The Invisible Man and put it in a 2020 setting, where you have this horribly victimized and abused woman trying to escape.
Very much about trauma, abuse, and
very heavy, and she's afraid to even like she escapes her very rich scientific boyfriend. I don't really understand what he does, but he's got a lot of money and he's got a lot of inventions.
He's a scientist. Yeah, he's
an inventor of some kind. I don't get it.
He's probably making stuff for the military.
But he's very abusive. He is very controlling.
He's a narcissist
and
to
so
the max.
She escapes him, and you find out that he apparently killed himself, and so apparently, right? But weird shit starts happening, which is obviously him.
And you're trying to figure out if this girl is crazy from the abuse, or if she's right. Nobody believes her.
Right. Well, and he puts her in a will saying you can have all this money, but if you become crazy or whatever, then you don't get any of it. Right. You lose it and you'll have to be committed and all this shit. So what I love about this is that you have this great Invisible Man set pieces. There's so many good tension film scenes where they're it's just an empty room.
Can we talk about how the invisible suit works? It's literally cameras everywhere with projectors that display what's behind them and in front of there. I mean, it makes sense. I believe what they're trying to say, that makes sense, but oh my God.
It makes more sense than maybe like
the fact that not
serum.
One of those cameras or projectors did not default.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where he's not glitchy. Yeah, right.
And the fact that nobody could hear him move as well. I do like the more supernatural thing about the old one where he just, became invisible.
Yeah.
Than using a tech thing for it, the black mirroring it with super technology.
But that's kind of updating it to that modern day thing. But there's so many good sequences where you're just scanning the room because he's in there, but you can't see him obviously because he's invisible. But Leigh Whannell creates such great tension within this film that I love that. And he also finds a way to just have the Invisible Man be somehow even scarier than the other one, because we were talking about this in our Universal Monsters one, where the Invisible Man is a great monster because he is psychopathic. Well, this guy is super manipulative, super controlling.
Less likable, though.
Very less likable than Claude Rains, yeah, for sure. But this guy is just an abuser to the extreme.
Yeah, he's a
piece
bad
of
guy.
shit. And he even finds a way to, fake his own death and fuck with the woman.
He's got enough money to do it.
Yeah, right. But I mean, like, just puts it on a whole nother level of his abuse and
He should
trauma.
hook up with Bo's ma.
Yeah, well, yeah. If they had a kid,
They're kings
it
of
would be
faking their
Bo
death,
on
right?
this.
Yeah.
Just big bald Bo. But yeah, that's what's so refreshing in this is because he's found a way to make it actually mentally scary as well as physically scary because this guy could be anywhere and he is just not a good person.
I feel like I would hear him.
Yeah, well, right. And I feel like he wouldn't be able to wash off paint as easily.
Right, on an expensive camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did think of special ways. And there was some really good effects when she's fighting an invisible person.
Yeah.
What a fantastic job acting. I don't know if it was the effects or her performance or what it was. And, I mean, it's...
Well, Elizabeth Moss was just fantastic in this film.
See, and you love the shit out of her, and everybody loves the shit out of her.
No.
And I don't mind her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that crazy about her, but she's great in this one.
I would have... I'm not saying that she's not attractive at all. She is, but I would have...
Something.
They could have gave her a star. Do you think... maybe you needed a really good actor. Maybe you needed a really actor, but...
Yeah.
Put Mia Goth in there.
Well...
I'll watch that movie over and over and over again.
Yeah, I get that.
There was some surprising spots. I mean, there's nothing over the top gory, but like the lunch scene where she's talking to her sister and he's betraying the thing with his sister and the deception and her going crazy and him having the audacity and the guts to go into jail cells with her.
Yeah.
I feel like a heat motion sensor there's ways to beat it, but
sure.
I do think I'll give that for when it comes to reboots, this is one of the most original.
Yeah, I agree.
They took some really cool liberties and you got to respect it.
By far one of the best updates of a film taking it to that modern age from damn near 100 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
I will give it. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Invisible Man was probably the most popular film of 2022. I think.
I think it was.
It was up there with maybe another one we'll still talk about. But Invisible Man, number 5.
Yeah.
And speaking of Invisible Man, so in Invisible Man, we had like invisible hands touching, choking. In this movie, in this next movie, before you introduce it, you get an Invisible Man having some sex.
Yeah, I guess you do. Yeah.
These two movies are similar. But you go ahead. Number 4 is what?
Yeah, this is The Night House. The Night House, which is about... it's Rebecca Hall starring, and it's about this woman whose... is it a husband?
Yep.
Yeah, husband. I can't remember if a husband or boyfriend kills himself unexplainably and leaves her a note that says basically like, hey, you'll be safe now or whatever.
You were right. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's right. Yes. And so anyway, it's this
the
woman,
director of the Hellraiser remake,
David Bruckner,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And so so this woman is dealing with the grief of her husband killing himself, but then starts to find some things through pictures on his laptop and some things around the house that they live in that he built for him.
He's got tons of pictures of chicks that look a little bit like his old lady.
Too close to her, and you start unfolding.
She goes, well, that's a picture of you. No, well, that's not I don't have that fucking jacket.
Yeah. And you start unfolding exactly what is going on with this night house and this weird, maybe parallel universe that she's finding herself in. That's all linked to the trauma and the death of her husband. Fantastically tense movie. This is my number 1 in my top 10.
Yeah, I only wrote 2 notes, and it was director of the Hellraiser movie, and Rebecca Hall is a phenomenal entity and actor.
Yes.
Something about her presence takes over the entire story.
Yeah.
And whether or not she's kind of the same person in every movie, can't
She's
stop
good in
looking
it.
at her.
She's good in it,
She just is such a strong aura. And her jealousy, her acting and jealousy when she goes confronts that girl at the bookstore.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real awkward.
It was real. And it was fucking real.
But you sympathize with her. The other scene that she's great in is when the kid's teacher or kid's parent comes to complain about his grade.
Oh yeah,
and
my husband killed himself.
Yeah.
So I was a little busy. I'm sorry that I don't give a fuck about your kid's grade.
So real, so gut punching, but like you just feel for her in that moment.
Well, and so far you've explained the film, but how is this a horror film?
Yeah. So the thing is that it has maybe a little bit of a Final Destination vibe.
It's a Grim Reaper.
So
the whole reason this guy was out building a fake house trying to trick the Grim Reaper himself from killing his wife by luring women that looked like him to make the Grim Reaper think that he did kill his wife because he knows that the Grim Reaper is after his wife.
Yeah. So you kind of get this whole like,
but he never
serial?
explains it to her that he's doing this.
Well, it's kind of a hard thing to do, but yeah. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of storyline, and you guys need to see this movie to really watch this whole thing.
Probably
unfold.
twice.
But you'll probably, honestly, and because I caught a lot more the second time I've watched it, or actually this might be the third time. But you start unraveling his life, and you think, is he a fucking serial killer? Oh my God, he's a secret serial killer. She had no idea.
You're very like, what the fuck is going on?
But really, you find out that he is just trying to save her from death. Because she had a near-death experience where she actually died.
But in the meantime, he's also kissing and touching these bitches before he has them killed.
Well, he's got to sell it, right?
And then that one girl that he is unable to kill that actually gets him killed, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well,
and then there is a awesome scene at the end where involving a canoe and a ominous figure and a what a performance,
by her.
To be going crazy in that thing and to be maybe in 2 spheres at the same time.
Yes, with 2 moons and one's red,
and then the friend that finally helps her, and it's like
so
fucking
cool.
Rebecca Hall.
Yeah, and what I love about this is out of all the films of this year, this has got my favorite visuals. They're very simple. They're very, easy, or they're not big and intense and in your face, but the visuals that this thing sets up, where you're just seeing like this kind of trick of the camera, where you're seeing kind of like an angle of this room, and it's shot with like this depth, where all of a sudden you'll see this basically just a simple camera trick where you're looking at this room, but then all of a sudden you'll see an outline kind of come to life or highlighted in the room that's normally there, you know, whether it's like how a door is propped open, or how like the angle of this this wall is in its architecture. You see all these like secret visuals of a person,
the faces,
of death, and the faces, and
how it's always lurking in the watching,
and essentially it's death.
But then you're like, is this
her every move?
And it's up for determination on whether or not this is even all real.
Right.
Or if this is a guy that just killed himself and was cheating on her, and she's going through the grieving process of being fucking nuts when you're totally in love with somebody and they kill themselves. And then you also decide to not surround yourself with friends and family and to be there alone and drive yourself fucking nuts.
And drink yourself half to death, because she does a lot of fucking drinking in this movie. Right. So you don't know. I mean, she's super self-destructive. Is it what we think it is? Is it not?
It could be looked at both ways. I mean, it's... Honestly, the Grim Reaper story is a little bit far-fetched and hard to believe, but it makes more sense for her to be off her rocker, going nuts from grieving. But either way you look at it, there's two ways you can look at the film. It could be a stalking of the Grim Reaper or death itself, or it could be a complete psychosis of a person in love with somebody who found out that the person they loved wasn't the person who they were and took their life.
There's a lot to unpack in this movie, but I prefer the Grim Reaper angle, because it's like, that is such a fascinating way to fucking handle that. With, hey, death is coming for you, but it's always there, it's always watching, and then trying to cheat it. It was such an interesting take on that. But yeah, it's a supernatural thriller. It's very slow burning. There's a lot of story and a lot of drama for the characters, especially for the Rebecca Hall character to unfold. But I mean, man, if this movie is highly rewatchable, you'll catch more the next time you see it. And yeah, that's The Night House. So definitely check it out. My number one on this, where'd you put it on yours? It's number 4, right? So you had to have it up in the top 10?
The Night House is my number 9.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so that's The Night House at number 4. All right, number 3.
Top 3.
Here we go. And
surprisingly enough, and this one was regarded very high when it came to the Fangora Chainsaw Awards, and a movie that kind of passed a lot of people by. But the independent film Psycho Goreman.
God, I fucking love it.
Fantasy, sci-fi, monster, comedy.
Definitely comedy.
Horror.
I do not like hungry
Power
boys.
Rangers.
I get a strong Power Rangers vibe in this thing.
And I do think most of the reason that I love this film, it isn't the weird wacky game of dodgeball that they came up with.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't the gore. It isn't the children or the parents, for sure, because they're borderline annoying, every single character. But Psycho Goreman himself, what a fun, hilarious,
so awesome
character. And now he's an alien. How did he come to be, and for which, and he
I can't remember his
buried in the ground
backstory, but yeah, I mean, he basically is about to die. Isn't his? I don't know, but he sells his soul to whatever alien god, essentially, to make himself this super villain that he will go and conquer worlds and be a destroyer of worlds.
But if you hold this little crystal, you have control. He has to do whatever you tell him to.
Yeah.
And in this case, a 8-year-old girl, one of the most annoying 8-year-old girls on the fucking planet.
I'm sorry. I know she's 8, but she is such a bitch. She is. But yeah, she gets control of this amulet and controls Psycho Goreman, and he just wants nothing more than death, violence, carnage, and to kill everything in sight.
And then all that he gets permission to do in this movie is basically turn people into brains. Brain monsters. There's a lot
I
of brain
know.
monsters. There's 2 brain monsters in this movie, which both look very cool and very fun.
Yeah.
A big thing about this movie is the power of hunky boys. Who would have thought that Psycho Goreman's weakness and most of the villains in this film would all fall victim to being obsessed with hunky boys?
Yes.
Almost creepy to the point of the girl being so into hunky boys.
Well, he was more into hunky boys. To be
He was. No, hunky boys have no effect on me, or do they?
do I?
Or do I?
Do not like hunky boys. But then when he screams it at the end, I fucking almost piss myself every time.
Yeah.
Where his magazine gets fucked up a little
Yeah.
bit, and he's like, "No, my hunky boys."
Hunky boys.
Oh man.
Such an evil guy, and he is the best part of it. He's so evil, but he's stuck in
Yes.
such a PG environment. Psycho Goreman is also an awesome name. The space hell is actually a pretty good depiction of what space hell would be like.
Yeah.
When they have all those backdrop scenes, the backstory of him being destroyer of the worlds and all the monsters and his reign of terror. I'd almost like to see that movie too.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like the Conans. It has a very big fantasy aspect to it.
Definitely. Power Rangers to the extreme. There's no way it hasn't been influenced by that, especially with the aliens that are hunting Psycho
It has a
Goreman.
lot of stop motion and miniature filming where they made miniature small towns and then
Oh,
put them in
yeah.
the background. I really love that kind of thing.
All practical effects, right? I don't remember seeing any CG.
And then what did you think of,
CGI.
it's miniatures and stop motion.
Yeah.
What did you think of BioCop?
BioCop. Oh,
That skinless cop that
yeah.
just kind of walked around. He was a little bit terrifying.
That
and the
was
backstory on that
hilarious.
is that was the movie they were going to make. So the creator of the film has a BioCop movie or a BioCop script, and then they just jammed this other character into this movie. And I'm still hoping
I would
BioCop
watch
comes
that
out.
whole thing when he's trying to kill himself with that gun and he just can't do it, and he's just popping off rounds in the background. Oh my god,
BioCop
that's so
is
funny.
cool. It's kind of has Guyver feels. The Guyver
Yeah,
feels.
yeah.
Mixed with the Power Ranger. I also
That's
really,
a deep pull. I
also
don't think a lot of
really-
people have seen Guyver actually.
Well, the original Guyver is super hard to find.
Yeah, I think
Guyver 2 is very easy to
I
find.
think it's
but they're different
getting
films.
released this year. By the
Okay.
way, on 4K and Blu-ray.
That would be good.
Yeah. Mark Hamill, right?
I also
Isn't
really
that-
like the witch that escapes as a severed head.
Yes.
To finally at the end.
I like
get
all
squished.
the aliens when they're in the boardroom trying to figure out what to do and how to kill him, and like that one's in that basically glass jar, kind of looks like a Mars Attack style one. I'm like, the creature design in this
Right,
film
and
is
one of the-
so cool.
And one of the goriest parts too is how a warrior's death is to be eaten, and nobody can watch him eat
Yeah.
the people. That's also a really cool gory thing.
Mm-hmm.
The parents though is kind of a thing I don't like about it.
They
They're
are
kind
annoying.
of they so pathetically hate each other, and the guys deal with being lazy.
Yeah.
And that was some off-putting humor, but I guess I get it. You gotta, if you're not funny and you're trying to make funny things happen, you're gonna get things like that.
Yeah.
And then the weird part with the little girl breaking the crucifix to say "fuck God,"
Yeah.
that was a weird thing too. And then the game that they play and the song that she sings, "Frig Off." Cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. Just mix the mark a little bit. Maybe if you would have got a funny person to help you out with that part of the script, we could have
Yeah.
worked that out a little bit better. But it is original idea and it is cool effects. And Psycho Goreman is a character that I'll never forget.
Well, and I love it because it's throwing it back to those crazy 80s movies where you're like, there's
Yeah.
no way that this movie should work with this crazy idea. You think of it like Night of the Comet would be one, Night of the Creeps would be another one
Yeah.
too, where you just kind of got these like weird fantastical ideas and you're like,
Aliens, demons.
on paper this shouldn't work,
Zombies, yeah.
but it does. And this one is just totally a loving
We're having
homage to
fun
that.
in 2020.
Yep, and we're gonna get gory, and we're gonna be silly, and we're gonna put hunky boys in there, and it's awesome.
Praise
I fucking
hunky
love
boys.
it. This is not the first time that we've talked about a Steven Kostanski movie,
Yep.
which is the director. He also did The Void, which was,
We
I know you
talked
didn't like that
briefly,
one,
yeah.
but I actually really like that one because of the use of practical effects in
Yeah.
it, and because it's very Thing-like in some ways. This guy, I hope he keeps making movies, and I hope he just never dabbles with any CGI, and he keeps making them like this, because this is really, really fun. So that is Psycho Goreman at number 3. Number 2 is, I am so happy you really, really like this one. This is The Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Yeah, this was my favorite movie of 2020 in 2020. When I found this movie, it is very dry humor. It's in the name, The Wolf of Snow Hollow. It's kind of a cop drama about some murders happening in a small town with a really weird, cranky, dying grandpa and a very cranky son trying to be a dad and a son and take over as the main chief
sheriff,
of police. And dealing with some anger issues, and it seems as though a werewolf is killing people all over his city. He's convinced that it's not a werewolf, even though everybody else is convinced of a werewolf, and you as the viewer is very sure that it's a werewolf as well.
You actually see the werewolf.
But
yeah.
then the cop is so angry at times, you start to think, is he the fucking werewolf? And he's trying to say he's not a werewolf, but he's a werewolf.
Oh, and he's got a drinking problem and stuff like that, too.
He's going through a lot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And then we have him trying to solve this case, and we got some weird performances. This has a different aesthetic than most films. It's almost like B, but not. It kind of reminds me of The Dead Don't Die, that Jim Jarmusch movie.
Oh, I could see that a little bit, yeah.
But it's a wolf, and the wolf looks cool, and
It's intimidating. It's gigantic.
And this wolf has razor blades for a finger, which is an interesting thing that you don't notice until you've watched it a few times.
Yep.
We go through this guy's anything that could go wrong. He has a hard time with his daughter growing up, doing all these things. He
Yep.
has a hard time with his dad, fucking refusing to go to the doctor. He has a
Dying
cool partner.
on the job, pretty much. You know,
He
He's-
dies.
I mean, he's clearly sick,
Dude
and he
falls.
refuses to step down
He
as
can't
sheriff.
handle the pressure of these homicides. He becomes a real shitty person, but then he kind of comes back. They get the wrong person for
Yeah.
the kills, and then we find out at the end there's a little bit of a M. Night Shyamalan style twist. What a fun fucking movie.
All the while dosing it with some dark comedy where at first you're like, should I be laughing at this? But his reaction to how he deals with fucking people throughout this entire town and this investigation is so funny to
Breakthrough
me.
performance for that guy. I haven't seen him in anything else.
Jim Cummings is the main star. He also wrote and directed this movie. And he, if you like this one, he does a drama movie of him as a cop called Thunder Road, where it's the exact same style. It's basically that character from Wolf of
in
Snow
a different
Hollow.
scenario.
Yeah, and it's a great movie. It's very, but it's a more like drama, heartwarming style movie.
Yeah.
But it's the exact same character, the exact same way he gets stressed out and handles people, which is not well, and how he fucking interacts. He's got his own style of writing, directing, and how he portrays characters. And to me, I was fucking laughing all the time with these dopey old backwoods, mountain cops. And but talk about making a werewolf movie fresh again, right? Because first of all, I'm a firm believer that they don't make enough werewolf movies, but at the same time, the werewolf movies you do get, they're all normal werewolf movies. You don't really have, like, Dog Soldiers would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But, like, think about all the other werewolf movies, right? They're just, it's full moon out, and, but somehow he's able to take this very small story and make it feel new and different and quirky and funny, but still it's got some gore in there.
Yeah.
People are losing arms and dying in gruesome ways.
No, this is a movie that I think a lot of people have seen that they should probably check out. Mm-hmm. Different style of filmmaking, cop drama mixed with a little bit of monster horror. And
I thought you would have hated this, to be honest with
Really?
you. So yeah,
No,
you
no.
connecting with the Jim.
Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just that Jim Cummings, he's just got his own.
It's dry.
He's got his own.
No, I love
own
this movie,
style
man.
and feel and how he creates his characters.
Bought it the day it came out. Waited for it.
I did
was
too.
pleasantly surprised.
Yep. It's great.
All right, our number one. You guessed it. Who Be Halloween? Just kidding. This is a good movie, though. Number one, 2020 movie, Possessor. David Cronenberg's son, Brandon Cronenberg's film debut, right? Possessor Uncut.
Yes.
Okay. And this also
What a
is
debut, man.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like Anything for Jackson in a way, where it's a reverse possession.
Yeah.
People are putting implants in selected people's things, and then these assassins are going inside the brains of these other people to set up these elaborate murders to get evil, wrong people off the streets and the world. It's very graphically violent. It's spooky. It's weird.
Yes. Yeah. It's such an interesting way to handle an assassin angle. You know, this like murder for hire type of thing. But the whole what does it mean to be human, and this identity dissociation and stuff like that these assassins have to go through. It's so well done for a guy that this is his first movie. Like, you have horror, you have this interesting sci-fi premise, but then to just have it this deep and well thought out in its construction.
Well, and I'm pretty sure he had David Cronenberg at his side
that makes
this
sense.
one too.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
That face melting effect at the beginning, where they have just like the porridge, or it's kind of like,
or that mask.
Body horror.
I kind of want that mask, dude.
Well, him wearing
her face,
Voss's mask, and him struggling between him and her being in control, and him becoming self-aware of that.
Yeah.
I didn't love Voss as a character. I know she did a very good job, and I don't think you're really supposed to like her either. She kind of hated her family, and kind of the job kind of drove her nuts.
And that's the thing, right? Is that she's
that's what I'm saying. I think she chose to do that at the end, not him.
Oh, I took it as her boss did that, right? Because her boss,
because he went inside of her thing. But I think
her boy.
when he was struggling at the end, and you couldn't tell who was in control, and they were going in and out of things.
It's true.
I'm not sure if the guy that she was possessing wanted to kill anybody. He just wanted his control back.
I don't think so.
And I think he was like, I'll do this. And then she was like, I want you to. And this is how I can do that.
Interesting.
Because remember when she went, I need a break. I need to go back to my family. And that didn't last very long. She wasn't happy there. She wasn't happy being herself. She didn't love her family. She didn't.
Yeah, and I guess I just took that as like all the assassinations that she's been doing
killed
are just
everybody.
So fucking intense, and just have basically made her disconnected with how to be a normal person, right?
Right.
And just became this kind of like killbot, for the company, which I think is like the more straightforward way. You're taking it to a whole nother level where you're just saying like maybe she wanted this and she was just saying, fuck it, I need an out. And so with all this stuff,
and then she could blame it with him taking over control, but I think it was really her.
Yeah.
I think that part of the reason why he got there, part of the reason why she gave him those memories, so that he would take it there, so that she could do this, because she wanted to finish that way. Jennifer Jason Leigh is also very unlikable in this movie.
Oh, she's fucking horrid.
A lot of her new movies, she's very unlikable.
Yeah.
The mask scene with him blending with her, such a unforgettable scene. I don't know if that mask would look good in real life without like the blurring and the strobe and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's a technology-driven possession. It's very interesting. It's very unique. Not a lot of minds could come up with something like this. It's no surprising that this is before Infinity Pool, because we're going deep into the psyche of the evil of humans. And things that you hide, that you don't release, that seep out, and then paying the price for that.
Yep.
I do believe that Voss was the one killer and killed Colin's family and her own.
Okay.
So that she could really become this super possessing demon assassin.
Okay.
But yeah, what a movie.
I think that this is one of the best sci-fi movies made in the last 10 years. Yeah. Honestly, I definitely think that. And when I call it a sci-fi movie, I'm not discrediting the horror, because there are some fucking intense scenes in this movie. The violence alone is so visceral in this movie that you feel every gunshot, you feel every stab, you feel every beating or teeth knocking out, and that is such a fucking cringy scene. And then that doesn't even lead to a murder, right? Yeah, it doesn't even. Oh man, it's so intense. But Brandon Cronenberg not only is able to get the story points and everything that he wants to convey to the people so well, but he also is able to take that horrible stuff that you're seeing on screen and also present it at a whole nother level too, where you feel like all this shit's happening. And when that ending comes around, man, that is so dark. I felt like I was actually physically punched in the stomach with what happens to the main character, her family, all that stuff at the end. It's so well done. And I'm like, fuck, man, how do you, I want to make something like this, but to have it your first movie, this is what you come out of the gate with? Oh, yeah. And he's
I mean, he's been an apprentice for a while.
His dad's David Cronenberg. I fucking get it, right? But I mean, still, I prefer this to at least half of David Cronenberg's movies, if not more.
I mean, David Cronenberg's movies now are just too far out, or
they're crazy. Yeah, they're crazy now. Well, especially the new ones he's making. Yeah. The one with I've got ears all over my body.
I was just gonna say the ear body guy.
Yeah, fuck that. Crimes of the Past, I think.
Yeah,
is that movie.
It's time to pass the torch. But
this is such an intelligent movie, and definitely one. If you have not seen this, I would say go. It's not a date movie. It's dark. It's fucking.
I go on a date.
The uncut one, you see some steamy things in there. Yeah. But yeah, it's
is the title Possessor Uncut, or is it just Possessor?
I think it's just Possessor, but the uncut one is how we really wanted to do it. But it's
I've only seen the Possessor Uncut. I've never seen Possessor.
You would be minus a fully erect penis, and stuff like that.
I got it. Yeah. I got the right.
Unfortunately, but
me minus an erect penis. Yeah.
Not my idea for a date night. But
why don't you recap us, and then I'll tell us the stuff that people might have wished we had that we did not.
All right. So, Savage 10, it goes with, at 10, Freaky. Number 9, Becky. Number 8, Nocturne. Number 7, Anything for Jackson. Number 6, Shadow in the Cloud. Number 5, The Invisible Man. Number 4, The Night House. Number 3, Psycho Goreman. Number 2, The Wolf of Snow Hollow. And number 1, Possessor. Great year. Yet another great year for horror. Right. Now, what did we miss? Because I know there was a lot of good movies that we didn't talk about.
So I briefly mentioned Hubie Halloween was a family Halloween film that I had a lot of fun with. Happy Madison.
I agree.
Better than Little Nicky, I think. There are some really cool characters. There are some really spooky things, whether or not it was for kids or what. But we had werewolves and ghosts and a really fun cast. Yeah. Shout out to Hubie Halloween. Hashtag Alive on Netflix is a zombie movie about some people stuck in a quarantine, which was perfect to come out that year. I thought that had some really cool gore, some really cool effects, and they did a lot with a little bit there. Underwater, the sci-fi monster movie.
Cthulhu.
Going down there, which I
like it.
I was surprised.
I like
this is
it.
the first time watch, because I'm kind of not a Kristen Stewart fan, because I'm not a Twilight guy.
I'm not either, no.
But I'll admit, shaved head boy looking version of Kristen Stewart
I was doing it for you.
Did it for me in this movie.
I get it.
The Hunt was a weird movie that almost didn't feel like a horror movie, but it definitely was a horror movie. But that dealt with political shit.
But it was fun. I think it's fun.
Shout out to the Hulu original Run, which is a movie about a mom who has a woman or a daughter that can't walk, and then she finds out that her mom's been giving her the wrong medication and keeping her from the world. And when she finds out that her mom's the reason why her legs don't work and she would be able to walk, and that her mother stole her as a baby, that is a really cool Hulu movie.
Yes.
Quiet Place Part 2. Baby in a Box. Host came out that year. This was an hour-long movie that kind of really encapsulated the year, because we're stuck in quarantine, and we have each person in the movie shot it at their own house. They were delivered
very cool
things to set up their own effects. And it's about a group of girls who summon a witch, or summon summon a spirit.
Summon a spirit. Yeah,
And-
it's an online seance.
Yeah.
And I will say for the Paranormal Activity fans, you should check that out because it's gimmicky how they all did it on through Zoom.
Yeah.
But it's
It
actually
works.
really good.
It
Yeah.
works. It was okay. Bloody Hell is a weird movie with a twisted premise about a guy killing some bank robbers, going to jail, getting out, and getting fed to a cannibal baby, full-grown size, kidnapping a woman that becomes crazy. Just check out Bloody Hell. Run, Sweetheart, Run is about a girl trying to escape evil men. One evil man that's kind of the devil. 12-Hour Shift is a big one for that girl from May. She comes back in a weird movie about a girl that sells organs.
Yep.
And my last shout out would probably be Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, which had was another Netflix movie that was pretty fun. Did I miss?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Did you see Relic at all?
I didn't watch Relic.
Okay, so Relic is basically a mom and a daughter taking care of their grandma with dementia, but dementia is also starting to manifest itself into a haunted house type of thing.
About it, yeah.
So that's a pretty heavy movie. There's also Pale Door, which is I get it. It's not that great, but it's a train robbery. So it's a Western. But it's a train robbery goes bad when a gang of cowboys must survive the night in a ghost town versus a coven of witches.
Okay.
There's some good stuff to it. It's also pretty low budget and doesn't really come together. But the premise alone is a good hook for me.
Oh yeah, and you liked Empty Man. And...
Empty Man is. I went into that with such low expectations that I actually liked it. I thought it was better than. Well, it's the Slender Man we never really got. Kind of. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's a better My Soul to Take than we ever got to.
All right, awards. So I got all new categories and awards than we did last season. And I'm going to do something new. I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to name off nominees. Okay? And hopefully everything that Nate picks is going to be on my nominees. If not, he's going to give it to me. All right? So best promo in a movie from 2020. This is trailers, this is art, this is covers, anything they did to catch your attention for the movie. Who did it the best? Nominees are PG Psycho Goreman, The Possessor, The Invisible Man, Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, or Nocturne.
Do you want me to say mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman with the cool poster.
Yeah.
Which
sure.
I think would have been a great win, but I went with Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight. Did you see the trailer that Netflix put out for that movie?
No. No, I did. I have. Yes.
I want you to play an expert for it and put it in there. And if Nate doesn't, go to Netflix, watch that trailer. That is the dopest trailer I have seen in the last 5 years. They go all the way back.
That's that kind of Bolivian slasher one or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Sadly, the movie's not as good as the trailer.
Yeah.
And, it's got the big acne-faced, fat, inbred monsters.
Yeah.
But what an amazing trailer. I gave it to that. Both of those answers are very good. Most original horror movie in 2020. Nominees are Shadow in the Cloud, Possessor, Psycho Goreman, Bloody Hell, or She Dies Tomorrow.
I put Possessor on this one.
Okay.
Only because I already gave it to Psycho
I
Goreman.
also did, because it's a science possession movie.
Mm-hmm.
No demons needed, and we have a horrifying movie about possession.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Best song or music in a 2020 horror film. Nominees are Psycho Goreman, Frig You, the awesome rap music he listens to in #Alive, the classical music plus the really unnerving soundtrack from Nocturne, Shadow and the Clown for the Kate Bush song Hounds of Love, Hubie Halloween for Monster Mash, and 12-Hour Shift for the awesome, weird, danceable score throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, I went Psycho Goreman again. I promise they're going to be different.
You went Frig You. I actually didn't pick Frig You, and that one did stick out the most. It might be the most memorable song.
That's the one, yeah.
But I went with Nocturne because you can actually listen to that soundtrack on your own. It's a very wavy, ambient background scene.
Cool.
And then the actual classical song that the girls play at the end is tits. So I went with Nocturne.
Yep.
Nate loves Frig You. If you know the song, you see him, sing it to him, see if he still likes it then. Biggest stinker, our change from the worst movie. My nominees might be different than yours, but I have The Empty Man, The Craft Legacy, Rogue, The Stylist, or Fantasy Island.
Mine's different.
What do you got?
The Turning.
The Turning. I didn't even know about that.
Well, it's shit. It's it's an absolute shit movie. It's that one with Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. Mike from Stranger Things.
Are you talking about Spree?
No.
Oh, Mike, not...
Yeah, the main boy, the one that falls in love with Eleven and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
So they did a adaptation of Turning of the Screw, which, the ghost story and the kids.
I'm not even familiar with this at all.
It's shit. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. It's a movie it's a story that you've seen done time and time again. Like The Innocents was one, but you've seen modern day updates.
Yeah,
like every 10 years, I think they do
an update. Don't watch out that movie.
But this one is just so fucking boring and pointless, and it has I think a 3 out of 10 on 3.9.
I gave it to Fantasy Island because in 2020 I tried to watch it and I couldn't even get halfway through it.
It's not good.
I haven't even seen the full movie and I'm claiming it to be the worst.
Yeah, it's not good.
Although The Craft Legacy will piss you straight off.
I tried to watch like 10, 15 minutes of
David Duchovny and
weird. I just turned it off.
It's weird.
I didn't watch it at all for this episode.
All right, most unknown movies. So like a movie that nobody's ever heard of that you want to give a shout out to. The nominees are The Wolf of Snow Hollow, #Alive, Shadow in the Cloud, Bloody Hell, 12-Hour Shift, Hunter x Hunter, Anything for Jackson, and Naked Cannibal Campers.
Did not see that. Did you see that one?
Naked Cannibal Campers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I watched it.
Okay. I went with The Wolf of Snow Hollow because I don't think this gets enough love.
Yeah. That is a great answer. I ended up writing down 12-Hour Shift, but I'm changing my mind to Anything for Jackson after I watched it, after I made this list, because did not know that existed. Surprised that more people aren't talking about it. Surprised they didn't update that to let other people know. 12-Hour Shift, though, was a movie that I kind of fell off my radar that has some actors that you would have thought that I would have caught it from. It's got an original premise. But yeah, Anything for Jackson, I would say. But Wolf of Snow Hollow is also our number 2 that I couldn't find anybody to talk about with.
You know what movie that didn't make my list? But I want to give a shout out to this, and this is a perfect time for it. His House. It's on Netflix.
Yes.
Have you watched that one?
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't watch it, but
okay.
I seen it on everybody's 2020 list.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people like that one, so maybe it's not an underrated one or whatever it is now. But yeah, it's just for me. It just was. I've seen a lot of movies recently just like this, so that's what kept it off my list tonight. But it's still very good. It's about a Somalian family in England that moves into kind of like the shitty tenement housing that they have there for refugees, and that house is haunted. And there's some creepy shit in the movie. It's worth a watch, and it's on Netflix. So if you have it, it's free.
All right, Best Director in a movie from 2020. Nominees are Brandon Cronenberg for Possessor, Stephen Brill for Hubie Halloween. I mean, he doesn't usually make horror, and he made a spooky little family movie that I think everybody
liked.
It.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I have Dave Franco in The Rental for doing out of his wheelhouse and pulling some spooky imagery off.
He tried.
John Krasinski, Quiet Place 2.
That's a pretty good one.
For taking his character out of the film and still caring about it and doing so well. And David Bruckner for Night House.
Oh, I went with Brandon Cronenberg, though.
I did as well.
It's hard.
But David Bruckner was a
Yeah.
close second. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. All right. Male actor in a 2020 horror film. Nominees are Christopher Abbott as Colin Tate in Possessor, Jim Cummings as John Marshall in The Wolf of Snow Hollow, Jeremy Allen White as Josh in The Rental, Vince Vaughn in a couple characters in Freaky, Yo Ah In Hashtag Alive, and Adam Sandler in Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween getting a lot of love. I went with Vince Vaughn for this.
Vince Vaughn for
him being a perfect 17-year-old girl. Yeah, I'd watch it all day.
And I think I'll change my answer and agree with you, but I did have it for Christopher Abbott as Colin Tate.
That's a really
for
good one,
going
though.
through the transition of a person losing their identity and fading in and out of two characters. I could tell that there was a battle inside of that.
Yeah, no,
but you don't want to give Possessor every award, do you?
It's hard.
All right, and I apologize. One thing that we said we were going to mention that we didn't mention is in 2020, this is a very female-driven year of horror. Almost every single movie on this list was led by a female.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, there was
I mean, the closest thing I'm looking at it,
Hunter x Hunter, The Rental, Dark and Wicked. Was that a male?
that was brother and sister. I mean, the sister
Wolf of
was the main
Snow Hollow.
character.
The woman ended up being the huge thing. Psycho Goreman was led by 8-year-old girl. The Night House, Rebecca Hall, Invisible Man. That what's her name? Chloe
Elizabeth
Grace.
Moss.
Every single one of these is
Yeah.
pretty much led. The Pregnant Lady, Anything for Jackson, Nocturne,
Becky.
Freaky. This is all women.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. It was your year. The nominees are Chloe Grace Moretz as Maud in Shadow in the Cloud, Lulu Wilson as Becky in Becky, Allison Brie as Michelle in The Rental, Rebecca Hall as Beth in The Night House, Kristen Stewart as Noah Price in Underwater, Millicent Simmons as Reagan Abbott in Quiet Place 2, Elizabeth Moth as Cecilia in The Invisible Man, and Kiera Allen in Run as a paraplegic girl.
Yeah. I went with Elizabeth Moss on this one. I think her
Elizabeth
performance
Moss is The
great.
Invisible Man. She
Yeah.
did great. I actually went with Rebecca Hall as Beth in The Night House because I loved her in that boat scene at the end and the psychosis and her feeling more like an entity than an actor.
Yeah.
Both great answers, though. Minor character in a horror movie from 2020. Nominees are Emma Roberts as Yoga Pants in The Hunt. That kid that got turned into a brain from Psycho Goreman. Sheriff Hadley in The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Apex in Becky. Tim Meadows as Lester Hennessy in Hubie Halloween. And the satanic guy Ethan in Anything for Jackson.
I'm going to give it to Anything for Jackson.
Ethan. I did too. I originally had it going to Tim Meadows because he was so fucking funny making fun of Adam Sandler's character. But yes, Ethan, he is a redheaded, almost albino satanic that listens to death metal that gets his nose into the book, kills his mother, and fucks up everything for everybody. Although he's still not a main character.
Yes.
I did love his character. All right. Best villain, 2020 horror. Psycho Goreman. The Wolf in Wolf of Snow Hollow, Tasha Voss in Possessor, Kevin James in Becky, The Invisible Man in The Invisible Man, Vince Vaughn in Freaky.
Ooh, I have one that's not on the list.
What do you got?
Boy, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Nah, it's not. You'd figure it out. Nick Stahl from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a
so
villain.
fucking dirty.
I agree with you. That should have been on there, but I did do these nominees before I watched that because I watched that last night.
Sure.
I did the Wolf impersonator in Wolf of Snow Hollow. I loved it when that reveal happened.
Can you stand up straight for me?
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
But I regress. I agree with you. Most attractive person in a 2020 horror movie, and I apologize. There's so many women in these. This is an all-woman category. Normally, I would add a man in there, but we're doing
easy
most attractive.
pick for me.
The nominees are Sushi Yvette Holder from Naked Cannibal Campers.
Okay, did not see that.
Ella Balinska from Run, Sweetheart, Run. Jenna Ortega and Samara Weaving from the Babysitter sequel.
Oh, damn.
Emily Blunt from Quiet Place 2. Chloe Grace Moretz from Shadow in the Cloud. Kristen Stewart from Underwater. Allison Brie, The Rental. Sydney Sweeney, Nocturne. And Rebecca Hall from The Night House.
Allison Brie, hands down, one of my biggest crushes all time.
We agree.
And Samara Weaving is right up there too.
But she was such a
bit
minor
part.
character.
Yeah. So
I did fall in love with the character. I felt awful that she was getting treated the way she was treated.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of surprises with her. But yeah, there was something. She's the most attractive, illuminating when she was on screen. You couldn't keep your eyes off of her.
No.
Even though I actually might have a bigger crush on the other girl in the movie, Allison Brie wins attractive.
Sure.
Yeah. She illuminated that screen. Fantastic work. Mm-hmm. All right. From most attractive to most hated character in a horror movie from 2020. The dad from Psycho Goreman. The gay friend in Freaky. Kevin James as Dominic and Becky. The Invisible Man in Invisible Man. Kevin James from The Cop in Hubie Halloween. And David Duchovny from The Craft Legacy.
Oh. Did you say, what were the nominees again?
Most hated. The dad from Psycho Goreman, the gay friend from Freaky, Kevin James in Becky and in Hubert Halloween.
Oh, okay.
The Invisible Man and David Duchovny in The Craft Legacy.
That's right. That's you did say Kevin James from Becky, though. Not Hubie Halloween.
I said both. He
well,
actually,
I know he's in both.
Who won?
I put Kevin James.
Because he was a villain in 2 fucking movies. Because he was the
because he was a
shitty
Nazi in one, so that's kind of why.
I had Kevin James as well, but I actually...
Because there's a lot of supernatural movies.
And the fact that he played off 2 awful characters in that movie, you know, being the really stupid mullet cop in Hubie Halloween and then being the Nazi.
So much love for
with
Hubie
a missing
Halloween.
eye.
I love this. I just never thought that you would have loved that movie, but look.
I'm a family
I
man.
like it. I like the movie.
One of my favorite Adam Sandler movies.
It had me at the hot dog and the Jello mole, and in the prison scene right away.
Horror can be fun.
Yes.
All right, best death 2020 horror nominees: Colin killing his stepfather in Possessor, Sydney Sweeney killing herself in Nocturne, the bottle swallow smash in Freaky, the wood chipper in Becky, and the sister kill in Invisible Man.
I guess mine wasn't on there.
Hunter?
Nope.
What is it?
It's the bandsaw scene in Freaky.
Oh yeah.
Where he gets cut right in half.
Yeah, that is pretty great.
Yeah.
All right. I had sister kill an Invisible Man just because I got
shit, yeah.
And then the way how it was just sitting in her hand and her face.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was the most impactful death.
Yeah.
But you're right. The saw blade was just as good as the bottle smash, if not better. All right, most creepy movie 2020. The face mask scene in Possessor, the man in the mask at the cliff in the fog in The Rental, the boat scene in The Night House, dude feeding his wife to the people he found he's alive and #alive, and the entire movie of Host.
I went with the boat scene, actually. Night House. Yeah. Well, I guess wasn't specifically the boat scene, but yeah, that movie creeped me out.
That was creepy. Yeah. I gave it to Host just because it did have an ominous,
That's
what
super,
the fuck's going on. It wasn't my favorite movie, but it was creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, the most savage scene in a 2020 horror movie. We had to keep this one. The nominees are the naked cannibal campers nude feasting on a human body, butt ass naked together. The end murder scene from Bloody Hell. The dude feeding his wife to people and #alive. The wood chipper scene in Becky. The stepdad murder and Possessor, and the end of Hunter x Hunter.
That's the one.
That's the one I changed it to there, too.
I had it as teeth scene from Possessor, but then I forgot that Sean Bean, actually, this is one of the few movies he doesn't die in this one. So
well,
I'm like,
Savage, he doesn't have to die.
Yeah, but I have a problem with teeth in movies. Like,
The
you get knocked
flossing?
out, and that's not so bad, but when people break their teeth or curb stomping or something like that really gets to me. But no, the Hunter scene is
And didn't you think it was
surprising.
weird that the ghost from Skinamarink was in Night House?
Oh, which ghost was this?
No, the whispering that you heard at the beginning. You didn't hear that in Night House? Oh, the guy, the voices that she hears sounds so much like the voice calling her out to the woods and shit.
Oh, I was gonna say that
I thought that was
this
weird.
was the ghost from Skinamarink. No, because you actually see this one.
No, he just the voice sounded. Okay. And then there was one thing that I was going to do, but I kind of half-assed it. I want to do a movie recast of every 2020. So this year I picked Psycho Goreman, and I want to see a top-notch Psycho Goreman movie. I want to recast Psycho Goreman with David Harbour. I want the little girl to be
Fun.
the girl from Boogeyman that played Layla from Obi-Wan Kenobi, baby Layla. I thought she could play the Frigg player pretty good. Recast the little boy. I don't know. I didn't like I said, I only half-assed this. But I wanted to recast all of Psycho Goreman, but I didn't do my homework. But maybe if you want us to do that, take a movie from each of our lists and recast it in modern times. I kind of want to do that. So
if you could swap out the cast of Psycho Goreman with the cast of the movies that we have up on the Savage 10 right now.
Freaky.
What do you
Vince Vaughn's the Psycho Goreman, right?
Paul Blart? No, he would be the dad. He'd be the dad.
Yeah.
The guy that gets turned into the brain would be the Satanist
Joe McHale?
dude. No, it'd be the Satanist dude in Anything for Jackson.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Couldn't you see that?
Elizabeth Moss as that Power Ranger fighter.
Yeah. Definitely. Jim Cummings from The Wolf of Snow Hollow as the dad. I can see him.
So that's awards. Hopefully, I think it was a little bit funner with the nominees.
Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of I agree.
And then we have would you say a horror movie comes out to theaters twice a month?
Yeah, I think
about
so.
every month.
Yeah.
So February 9th, right before Halloween, we have a movie coming out that we talked a little bit about last time.
Right before Halloween, you mean Valentine's
Day? Sorry. Jesus Christ. Lisa Frankenstein's coming out by the writer of Megan's Body.
Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body. Wow, my brain's gone.
Diablo Cody.
Which is a movie love story. It kind of looks like Warm Bodies. I was very excited about this movie. Now the trailers are out there. I'm not as excited about this movie. It stars the same girl from Freaky.
Catherine Newton,
makes Frankenstein monster boyfriend, and he's a really good boyfriend. I do not have high hopes for this film. I think it's going to be a great date movie. I think that it's going to have great effects. It's going to have a great ambiance. But I think the acting and story is just going to fall flat the same way Jennifer's Bodies did.
Boy, I really want this to be a modern day PG-13. Well, first of all, it's PG-13.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Not good.
Not good for where I'm going to go with this, but I want it to be like Frankenhooker, like a teenage high school Frankenhooker type of thing. So,
and we're using this lifeless body with barely a soul to
be the hottest girl in school or whatever. I would watch that, but I don't know. Like Jennifer's Body, I love that movie. I think it's really great. I don't know if Diablo Cody's done that much great ever since though. You know what I mean? Did she do Juno? Did she write that one too? Or no?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. But she might have another one underneath her belt. But like I haven't. Yeah, she did write Juno, and then she did Jennifer's Body right afterwards. Loved both of those ones, but I haven't liked anything since. Jennifer's Body was since 2009.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
a
was.
long time ago,
I mean.
so.
I don't know.
Which could be a good sign that she really took her time on this one, but I don't think this is the case in that one.
No, she's done other movies since, and you don't hear about them.
So we're going to do our best to see Lisa Frankenstein as soon as we can and check that out. First episode, second season in the books. Next week, we're going to come back with a Valentine's Day. Next week, maybe a couple weeks, we're going to come back with a Hellraiser special.
That's right, the Hellbound Heart. Right,
we're getting
Original
pumped
story.
up. We're going to go up to Chicago in a little while and meet most of these people. So we're going to watch all 11 movies. We're going to rank them from best to worst. Maybe even get a Cenobite rating in there.
Fuck yeah!
We're going to hook up the chains. We're going to set up a little torture museum in here and see how that goes.
Heavy leather. Heavy on the leather.
There's going to be a lot of leather.
God.
There's going to be a lot of blood. There's going to be a lot
ass.
of wine. We're going to maybe get inside of each other's skin and feel our flesh.
Tear our souls apart. Yeah.
And then lastly, before we leave, I have one of the machines from Possessor right here. And earlier we put an implant in Nate's brain and my brain, and we're going to jump into this and we're going to switch bodies.
Oh no.
Okay. It's all right. Now I'm going to stick this in there. I get my thing on.
This is going to be insane. Yep, got to put the...
All right. And then if we just push this button, I should be in control of Nate's body, and then Nate will be in control of my body. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh my God, am I feeling anything? Oh. Hey.
Oh, whoa, man, this beard is it's itchy, man. How do you even get anything done with this, man? There's...
What? Hey. You want to put on a movie? Let's watch some breasts. You want to see some breasts?
I mean, yes, I do want to watch some breasts, but the people are listening, and my work hears this sometimes, okay? Honestly, can we just watch one of those really psychological thrillers?
That's fine, but I'm going to get high. I'm going to burn the pizza. I'm going to make a pizza. We better watch a movie that burns the pizza. Some people are Hellraiser people, and some people aren't.
Well, you know what? I really am looking for something that's very mean-spirited. That really makes me think.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write, I was working all week last week, and I wrote this story about a park and a haunted basketball that gives people bad dreams. And, man, I don't know. Let's go get some bourbon, some whiskey. Let's relax. Let's invite some friends. Let's have a good time. This is pretty weird. All right. We'll go back to where we are. I like how our voices tried to change a little bit. And we just talked about what kind of horror movies we are. Give us a 1-star rating. Fuck it.
No,
I
fuck
don't
that.
care.
No, we do.
So it's either do good or don't do it at all.
Yes. If you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. But if you do like what you're listening to.
If you do give us a 1-star, we will track your handler. We will find you. We will.
Don't do that.
I'll tell your boss. I'll go to your job at McDonald's and I'll give you a fucking 1-star rating.
Now somebody's out there like, oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
I dare you.
Come find me, Corey.
I dare you.